Once upon a time, stories did not exist. Words ran rampant, untamed and untethered throughout the world, a mass of nouns and letters tumbling across the earth like a raging sea. It wasn't until the chronicler herded the unruly verbiage into books and added them to their collection that stories started coming into being. But what happens when tales escape the confines of their covers? That, my dear reader, is something we will find out together.
I need to get back to where I'm from. My friend is waiting for me. Who else is gonna try and play Murder the Dragon with me? Well, I suppose a lot of these people.
Everyone thinks fairy tales are things of joy and happiness. Well, I can tell you firsthand that they're nothing but a bunch of little nightmares. They've taken everything from me, but I can fight. And nothing's gonna stop me from getting back to my Tam.
For as long as life has existed, I have served as its complement, its bloody sibling that all fear. I am Camilla, death incarnate, and my will cannot be denied.
A name. A name is for those who wish to be known. And if you find yourself in my presence, then you must know nothing.
Hi, we're live. What's up, folks?
Didn't catch me.
Welcome to the neurodivergent echolalia hellhole that you just missed in Green Room. Anyway, hi everybody. I hope we're all excited. Welcome to the part 2 finale of Journey to Book's End, Stories Rewritten. I'm Mare, your page master, for the last time tonight. We're gonna do what we do every night. Say hey, hi, who we are, where you can find us, do a recap. And then we'll get started because I feel like we have a lot to get through and not a lot of time. So let's, Charlie, let's go first.
Just hit mute. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our finale. My name is Charlie. I use he, they, she pronouns. And tonight, for the last time, I will be playing your Bonnie Janet, who uses she, her pronouns and is a strong-willed explorer who looks for trouble.
Maya.
Hi, hello, I am Amaya. I use she, her pronouns. And for the last time, I'll be playing Mishi, a guarded beast who speaks for the land.
Angela. Muted.
I hit the button and it wouldn't count it. Hello there, lovely beings. My name is Angela Lemos Morgavejo. I use she, they pronouns, and for the last time tonight, I will be playing Camila Gutierrez, a vicious god who sees beyond.
And walks the wild woods.
And walks the wild woods for
And
one
that
more
too,
time.
I guess.
I'm a fake queen. I guess that's important.
Fake queen? Damn. I have a
Damn.
little bit more confidence, maybe.
It is kind of true. You do kind of have like a full title and shit.
You're real to me.
I like to keep things demure. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm never mindful. Hi, my name is Soul. I use they, them pronouns. And I'll be playing Onyx, a Scale-Tooth, who is a rugged dragon who wears a halo of fire. For the last time? Question mark? Is that a thread? Maybe. And last time that we were all here together, the beginning of the end, Onyx was about to lead everyone through, and then realized this was going to take too long, and might as well just fly up to meet her mother with the rest of you, and of course graced you all with her transformation into a very large, red-scaled, black-bellied dragon, built for speed, and all four of our non-flying parties, including Ias, boarded the Onyx Express towards the castle, in which Onyx's mother, Obsidian, saw us and greeted us full of anger because just totally flying at us, and Onyx was like, she means us harm. And Camilla and Onyx teamed up. Well, the whole team worked together to make sure Onyx could get past her mother, while Camilla impaired her vision so that we can make it to the towers where Onyx, Obsidian, and Petite had lived. Once we made it inside, we couldn't find any hide or tail of this Tanner. And we set to looking around the tower. And Onyx did offer a potential way to make it easier to negotiate with Reed. But it was, of course, voted down with good sense. Onyx did want to just say, we can just use the child as a bargaining chip, and it was not approved, and so we continued searching for Reed. Inside, Camilla, with her gaze, found 2 hidden doors that Onyx, even though she had lived in the tower her entire life, had not found before. One of them was Onyx's mother's office, and the other was the doors to her hoard. While we briefly, I let our very tired party go down to the hoard while Onyx stood guard at the top to make sure that if her mother returned, because people were looting her hoard, she would be able to guard her companions. These tired companions found a variety of interesting magical objects in the hoard, including stuff to heal their aches and bruises, a bloody red cap that Camilla put on and then was like, "Get this off of me." An umbrella that does something, I'm sure. A little, I think a carved bear, and sparkly dust. And while they were busy ransacking so we would survive the next confrontation with a centuries old, if not older, dragon, Onyx saw that her mother was occupied by fighting a large black and golden feathered bird in the sky, bringing the thunder. And so she's just like, what should I do? She runs up to her mother's office to ransack it for any sort of sign of Reed, and discovers that the reason that her mother had taken Petite as a political prisoner, I suppose is the easiest way to say that, is that the humans had discovered a collar that could control dragons, and in exchange for a promise that they would not use this collar on dragons, they would hold the hostage princess. And it became very clear to Onyx that her mother was under the thrall of this collar, and later confirmed that Reed is wearing the bracelet that controls it. She uses powers that she has access to here in her home story to send a flame servant out to try and see if she can destroy the collar if she can't find Reed, and return to her post outside of the hoard. And as she settles down to guard and the group arrives back at the top of the stairs, a donkey-headed man and a child arrived. We finally got to meet Bonnie Janet's dreamboat. Aslyn. Tamlin. So sorry. And Reed's daughter, whose name I forgot.
Felice.
Lise.
Felice.
Felice. And in trying to we pretty much ended there, trying to separate as we make plans to find Reed and negotiate.
Thank you very much. As a reminder for everybody else that might be watching, this is the last session to donate to PCRF, the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. I have put it in chat and I have pinned it, but we are currently at $680 out of our $750 goal. So if you want to help us get to at least the 700 mark, you can click that little donate link right there. You can give my players boons, maybe ciphers. I would stick with maybe the +1s or automatic successes, or maybe some natural ones. But yeah, help us reach that goal. If anything, for a good cause. Are you ready to go? So you last left off following Felice and Tamlin back to the other tower. I can't recall. Did you ask her to bring you somewhere specific, or you just following her back?
I think she said that we would find her dad there.
Her father's office was what she was going to show us.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
I forgot about that until you mentioned that.
As you are walking in this underground tunnel leading from the larger tower to the large but smaller tower, where it is a little more human-sized, you feel every once in a while something heavy hitting the ground and just putting some vibrations through the earth that you can feel. There's some of the sand and dirt from the ceiling sprinkles onto all of you. It doesn't look like the tunnel is going to collapse, but it is a pretty hard hit.
Are we just hoping that we get out of here before that brings the tower down around us, or are we still going to try and put a stop to that ourselves?
If my mother is released from the hold that is currently on her, I have no doubt she will either negotiate or end the confrontation.
Okay.
Felice is just doing a fast little speed walk ahead without a fear in the world of what's happening outside. Quickly flanked by Tamlin keeping up with her to make sure she's not tripping over any rocks or just being a slightly anxious, older brother vibes. Ias is a little tense.
So's Mishi.
Fair. May I ask why Mishi is tense?
There's a thunderer outside.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. A known thunderer.
Yeah. That. She feels like it might be a little bit her fault, but she doesn't really know why.
Just that unexplained guilt.
Yeah.
Is Onyx a dragon or slightly more humanoid right now?
Oh, no. She is unable to... This is her comfort form. So she probably has her wings almost folded in such a way to cover anyone more humanoid from getting too much dirt on top of them. And I will say, if Camilla, she did offer to let Camilla ride her along to not have to run down this tunnel on two legs that aren't used to running.
She's probably resting on top of Onyx and just kind of looking at Janet, then looking at Tamlin, then looking at Janet, then looking at Tamlin, and just sort of like trying to just take in all of this.
Every once in a while Tam is chasing after Felice, he will like look back at Janet, and donkeys can't really like smile in the same way that humans do, but like you can tell he's beaming. His ears are like pricked up at like attention, and it's kind of endearing. It's cute.
Janet is kind of awkwardly middle of the packing this, because Tamlin is like leading right behind Felice, and I imagine Onyx and Camilla are more towards the back. And so she's just she doesn't really know who to walk with, because if she goes and because she hasn't seen Tamlin in so long, but if she just kind of drops everything and leaves Camilla behind, she's gonna feel like an asshole. So she's just like, now is not the time for this, but when are we gonna get another chance? Oh, fuck.
Eventually the tunnel does open up, and I'm assuming it's like a similar setup to the other tower, Onyx, but smaller. So you have this spiral staircase leading upwards. And Felice like looks at you, turns and looks at you, and she's like, it's up a little bit. I'm gonna... Last one there has to jump on their foot for an hour. And she like begins to rush up the stairs.
Oh, fuck.
If you guys allow it, the way that Onyx will sort of like move forward to like grasp all of you in her foreclaws to cheat the way up. It's not cheating if it's using my natural advantage, but it's definitely cheating in the eyes of a child, probably.
It's not cheating. We're trickster beings, or at least me, she is. We're allowed
there
to.
you go.
Yeah.
But if you guys are okay with it, Onyx would grab everyone except for Tam.
Yeah, Tam is already chasing.
What,
Exactly.
Did he do something, or
No, it's not out of malice. It's just that like out of the people that she would mind hopping on one foot the entire time, it would be Tam. She minds it the least.
He's been turned into a donkey? Hasn't the man suffered
having a
enough?
rough day.
A donkey's stamina. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Don't need to tell me. No, I'm just kidding.
Now it is out of spite and pettiness.
And also, Tam already went chasing after Felice.
All right, fine.
Yeah, no, but Onyx just like sort of like, again, if allowed, just sort of like picks you up in her claws and just like almost like a whoosh upwards.
Yeah,
careful.
You would make it there first, like straight up. Even before Tam and Felice, she didn't really point exactly where, but there is a door that is in the tower that used to not be there, so it's kind of, connecting the dots.
Yeah, and it's just like, just no respect for someone's home. Onyx alights on the landing and sort of sets everybody back down. And just sort of lays down on the landing to help Camilla get off.
Like a minute or two later, you see Felice coming up the corner, huffing and puffing, and she's like, "No fair. But at least I'm not last." And as Tam is really huffing and puffing.
Oh boy.
Nice stamina.
He's led a very pampered lifestyle for the past 7 years. Running was not on the list of demands.
Onyx says to Felice, "Next time I'll let you fly with me."
Yeah. Dad won't let me ride the big dragon outside, but if you'll let me ride...
Her name is Obsidian, Elise.
Miss Obsidian.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. But yeah, this is my dad's office. There's a really other cool room that I found too. It has a lot of like toys and blankets, and they're all really soft, and I think it would be really cool if we had like a tea party in there.
That sounds delightful.
Once Camilla is clear, Onyx finds the human being, and is uncomfortably makes herself smaller to be able to fit through this office door.
Okay, I can't go in there though because Dad says I'm not allowed in his office. But I don't think he said about any other people not being allowed in his office. So
it should be fine.
Right, and I won't tell if you don't tell. Shh.
No worries.
I like you, Felice.
And she'll take Tam's hand, and like Tam and I are gonna go have a spot of tea.
Okay. She doesn't know if now is a good time to talk. Or...
Mishi let barges in through the door. She's not waiting.
Yeah, that's
She's like, this is the
doesn't
office. He's
Mishi
in
not
there.
understand the door? Haven't we
She
made
remembers
it
how
clear?
doors work. She's smart.
If
This
it's not
moment-
locked, yeah, she
In
knows
this
how they
moment,
work
Mishi
now.
has mastered doors.
Yes. Unless
her-
they're invisible. She doesn't
To
understand
avoid
those.
confrontation with
I will
Pine.
literally pay an XP for Mishi to get a skill door.
Okay, so the door is locked, but if you want to break it down, you can.
Yes, I have specialty in wreck.
Fuck yeah! I can also help. I'm
We
there's
have the
like
same
three
skill.
people. There's
Train
three
him.
people ready to break down the
also
door.
trained in breaking things.
Janet, Tam does give you like an apologetic look. I can stick around. I can settle her in, and I can sneak back.
Yeah, if you want to just distract her for like 20 minutes, and I think we need to talk about some things.
Okay. All right, Felice, let's go get that tea, and then I think it's gonna be nap time. And then you hear like they both walk off, and like you hear Felice complaining that she's too old for naps, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and then you hear Mishi crashing through the door with a 19 that I rolled.
Yes,
Hell yeah!
absolutely. The door is crashed through. Sorry.
Read!
The room stinks of human. It is of reed human smell. But it is also like a craft room workshop. You see a lot of paper. You see leather. You see some sparkly bits from stories like yours, Mishi. And a lot of stories either neatly organized or in some places like haphazardly on the desk, like as if they've been sifted through a couple piles of mismatched stories. Tools. You see awls, you see needles and thread, bone folders, glue. Pens, quills. Sorry, go ahead.
Is he here?
He's not here.
We know that he's in the library right now.
And looking frantic, heading towards. Yeah, he was looking frantic when he was like in front of the book that you left there. What was that, Charlie?
Are you speaking, Charlie? Because
Oh shit,
It didn't pick you up. What was it?
I said he wouldn't abandon his daughter. He'll be back eventually.
You mentioned that there were certain pages of different stories that were kind of haphazardly,
Yeah.
like scattered across some of the tables in here.
Yeah.
I think Camilla just like snaps her fingers, and you watch as like anything
anything that isn't already organized begins to move through the air and begins to like fold itself into like little set itself into piles. So
You're
that,
trying
like,
to you're trying to organize everything?
Yes, just whatever isn't already stacked and already pre-organized from us before we came in.
Okay,
here,
so
to get it.
you're not separating them into like matching piles. You're just making them neat.
Well, is it very clear which ones belong to each other? I didn't
Not
want to
right.
assume
Not
those.
unless you read them.
Yeah, I think she's just keeping them organized
Okay,
first.
so just making them all nice and neat. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Easier to separate out later.
Can I follow behind you then and try and look for Onyx at this moment is just like, if we're not going to murder him in cold blood in front of his child, we need to understand what he wants.
Why aren't we doing that?
Would you want to be killed in front of Ias?
Then he would know to avenge me.
Ias is nodding.
Right.
In
Well,
agreement.
the point is we don't want Felice to have any reason to avenge her father.
If we are in our own story and remove their abilities to travel between stories,
That
I see
begs,
no
the
problem.
that begs the question, though, how did Reed get out of his story in the first place?
That is valuable information that we should understand, and I'm sure someone as meticulous and frantic as him might be trying to figure out how to make people not find that out. And Onyx is again following behind Camilla and trying to like search through what Camilla is organizing to see if there is any sort of hint as to what the hell is up with Reed.
Sure. Anybody who wants to can roll me an intellect like investigation check. To look around to find anything interesting.
What is the difficulty?
Depends what you're looking for.
I think Camilla's trying to see her pages first before anything else.
Yeah.
I want to see if there's like a diary in here or something. Something that's not Frankenstein, just notes that he's been taking, or like, Dear diary, my world sucks, and so I'm leaving it. Anything like that.
Sure.
Dear Diary, I read a board game, a small board game booklet for One Night Werewolf, in which I discovered that the Tanner's goal is...
Dear diary.
What the fuck?
Kids on Bikes is a really fucking cool system.
Yes. I haven't even read or played it. I know it, and I know it's really cool. Mishi, are you looking for anything?
My first instinct was, yeah, I'll help, but then I'm like, what would Mishi actually be looking for? I think her first instinct is to look for like shards of like the orbs and any that are familiar to her, and I got a 15.
Yeah, just let me know what everybody else got, Janet.
And effort, or yeah, do effort and stuff on this. So I don't know what the current tier is, but it's being brought down by 1.
Okay.
I rolled 12.
I don't know where my dice tray is,
Oh,
so
no.
let's hope I don't yeet this off my desk.
Click clacks.
Yeah, that's a 2.
I roll 18.
I'm going to start with Mishi and Camilla. The two of you are able to find pieces of your stories. They kind of were scattered all over the place, but after Camilla was able to like get everything neat, it is kind of apparent like where most of your things are. Mishi, your shards are in a drawer in a small like little glass container, all like neatly there. It looks like the orb isn't completely shattered. It's like only partially, and it looks like some of the pieces are just not there. There's like a couple stray like shards and stuff, but maybe like a third of it is whole and unbroken. Camilla, you are able to begin piecing your book. from the pages that were ripped out. And you're able to find like a lot of them, if not all.
Is the page showing the final moments between her and the two twins?
Yes, that page is there.
Okay.
I think it would there, if anyone is looking over Camilla's shoulder, there is a gruesome illustration of a bat-like creature that looks very similar to what Camilla did, ripping off the head of a individual peeking their head out from a dart gun.
Are all three of us just nodding silently in approval?
Did those
Soul-
children speak too much too?
No.
Damn.
No, they were simply attempting to hide from me.
You don't know where they are right now. You never saw them when you went back into Jibaba. Who knows what their fate is right now? Onyx, you said you were looking for motive.
Yes.
You do see a small book set almost like off to the corner, off in like a corner, away from all of the other mess of papers and pages. Only a couple pages torn from it, but it is safely off away from anything else.
Oh, Onyx just sort of picks it up and thumbs through.
It is a story, and it looks similar in pages from that you've already seen that match the ones that had Reed that were in a Nazi's hands a while back.
Does it match the one that we also got from the fairy Queen's Castle?
Yes.
Like, if I take that out, can I find where it fits in the book?
Yes, you can.
Fantastic.
You want to read the book?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me scroll down my little notes thing. Once upon a time, a father and his daughter lived in a mountaintop village. It was just the two of them, and they loved each other very much. And this is like a very similar illustration to your book, Onyx. It's similar to like a children's tale. Just simple drawings, simple text. The father and daughter did not have much, and the last couple winters here have been cold and harsh, but the two of them promised that as long as they had each other, everything would be okay. They worked hard. The daughter foraged and took care of their goats, and the father went hunting for meat and furs. But one day when the father returned, he found his daughter in the snow, sick and feverish. Days passed, and the daughter grew weaker and weaker. That evening, the father walked outside and stared up at the sparkling night sky, shining with thousands of stars. With nothing else he could do, he wished and he wished for a miracle to appear. A brilliance filled the father's vision, and when it subsided, he saw a ball of light in front of him, and a voice echoed inside his mind. "You whose heart wishes upon me and my kin, what is it you desire?" The father was hesitant, but hopeful. "I want my daughter to live a good and healthy life. I want her to grow up strong and supported, given all that she needs to have a happy existence." The light, which could only be a star, paused, contemplating the father's request, and replied, "I can give you what you seek, but in the future I will come back and ask for something in return." The father readily agreed, not giving a second thought to the deal he had just made. The next morning, the father woke up to find his daughter curled against his side, breathing evenly, fever broken. When he went next to hunt, the wilderness was filled with game and wild herbs, nuts, and mushrooms. As the years passed, father and daughter grew up well, and the child grew up strong, curious, and looking for adventure, often running through the mountain paths as swift as one of her goats. One evening, on the day the child reached adulthood and the deal of the star was far off memory, a bright light filled the small family's cabin, and the father's heart was filled with fear. But when the star arrived, it did not address the one who made a deal with it, but instead at the curious young woman. The star was looking for a companion, a friend, and it extended a hand to the woman, promising adventure amongst the night sky. And that was the last time the father who made a deal with the star saw his daughter.
I think Onyx is gripping the book. Because I think in her mind, she thought that Reed was doing this to better his situation. And instead, he is simply as human as any other human has ever been. And she takes I think she throws the book into the middle of the room, and she growls and she hisses and she says, "That old bastard."
Ias definitely jumps in startlement as you throw the book and it hits the ground. A couple of the loose pages fluttering out of it.
Oh. Their greed truly knows no end.
Janet picks up the book and quickly reads it for herself.
What is it? I cannot read.
Thankfully.
Reed made a bargain to save his daughter, and he got what he wanted, but it came at a cost, and he doesn't want to pay it.
It's not even a bad cost. It's selfish. It's stupid. It's so very... And smoke pours from her mouth that dissipates into the air.
I agree.
This is a common tale.
We have to fix this. We have to get him back to his own story.
Camilla is also taking a look through the book and reading it as well. And also looking very thoughtfully at Onyx after finishing it.
If Camilla's looking at Onyx, Onyx will notice and then finally just be like, "Yes, Camilla."
If I may ask, how is he any different than you were?
I am Felice in that story.
To who? Or whom, rather?
To myself, I assume. I mean, when you ask to whom, are you asking? I view this is very much something that my she was going to go on adventures. She was going to leave, and she finally did it. And he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it, and he destroyed several lives to do this.
In those regards, you are different. But the why is similar to how you were towards Petite. Consumed his entire... He allowed the focus on one person to consume his entire being and his entire focus in life and what he saw possible. And as a result of that, he did not like the conclusion that was being reached by somebody else, that should not be the way of things. I do not know you well, Onyx, but I have seen Petite attack you. I saw Petite speak so poorly of you. And while I am not inclined to believe everything that she said, I do not think you are free of being a monster either. And in those respects, someone not wanting what they see as something terrible, taking away that person that they love and care about. In those regards, I cannot help but imagine how similar you and Reed are.
I admit, Camilla, I'm very confused by what you're saying. I don't really understand.
Do not get me wrong, he needs to go back to his story, and he needs to deal with the consequences. But simply noting that his motivation to avoid being separated from a person he loved, regardless if it by his own actions he may have caused that distance himself, I cannot help but see the similarities. That is all.
I think I understand now what you're saying, but I do find that, I do think that you are wrong, but I do see why you might think that it is similar. And Onyx, again, this conversation with Camilla has sort of, like, helped her feel her balance. She's still angry, and I think, and there's still, like, almost like a dark flush to her face. But it's this anger that is still holding there. But she's just like, yeah, she understands what you're saying, but she doesn't agree with you.
No, and I think she adds only one other thing, really, is that I don't think it's so terrible to have an impulse or an action that is so... And she looks at Janet for like a second and then look back at you, human. Basically, in her mind, trying to say, I don't think it's so bad to have been human.
You hear a knock on the office frame because the door is gone.
Look over.
You see Tam peering in with his head, Felice still attached to his hip.
I
tried.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you all find what you were looking for?
No, we have not found Reed.
Ah.
We need to talk to him. This has all gotten out of hand.
I also didn't know if maybe... Do you plan on dealing with what's going on outside?
That's up to me, she and Onyx, honestly.
I was gonna hunker down if things started getting worse out there.
Yeah.
Can I check in with my flame servant?
It lasted like what? I read it lasts
Like
10
10
minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, you cannot feel a connection to it. The 10 minutes have passed. But I will say, maybe like towards like the 8-minute mark, you know when you like move your hand through smoke, it gets all dissipated? That kind of vibe with the flame servant. With your connection to it.
Whoops.
I mean, Onyx goes to peer out the window and see if what she can see from this tower. She's not sure if the angle will be right, but
You can get a quick look. You can see in the air, the Thunderer and your mom like circling each other in the sky. Tamlin walks in with Felice holding her hand. Janet, did you say you wanted to try and talk to him? Have you made like an indication that you wanted to talk to him?
Yeah, I was hoping the kid wouldn't be here.
Do you like give him a look like, hey, we need to talk look?
Yeah, I give him like a...
He looks at you. He looks down at Felice. And then he turns his attention to Mishi, who has been with the kid this entire time. And he like picks up Felice and like gently puts her down in front of you, Mishi. Can you look after her for a minute?
Babysitter Mishi!
She already has a
Babysitter
child.
Mishi.
The worst
The
choice!
the arc we didn't know we needed.
She's giving him like this look, and she has like her sharp teeth as in like, what?
He just looks at Ayas and then like looks at you and then looks at Felice. I'm like, what? You have a kid
Mishi,
right
I
here.
need you to deal
Cashew.
with what's going on outside.
And deal with how?
And then like Tam will like look out at the hallway and look at you, Janet.
Mishi, either you go outside or you sit here with these two. It's up to you.
Felice starts talking a mile a minute at Ayas. She's just like, hi, my name's Felice. What is your name? I really like your vest and your bow. Can you teach me how to shoot? I think that would be really fun. Dad won't let me hold any bows or arrows or swords because he says it's dangerous, but it looks really cool and I want to be a knight someday.
Oh God, she's precious.
She's
You know what?
perfect!
Too bad her father won't let her do that. Instead, spirited her away to a tower to keep her for the rest of her life.
Ayas has
Someone's projecting.
Spicy meatball!
Ayas has no idea how to...
That's why Camilla is wrong.
Ayas does not know what to do with this chatterbox.
Okay,
We're gonna become
Ayas,
best friends.
you are going to show Felice how to shoot, and I know just the target practice. Let's go.
Okay.
Really? Yeah?
Yes.
And Ayas is just like, he doesn't say anything, but he's giving you a look and he's like, what, really?
And she starts walking out the door, but she's like walking backwards, just like direct eye contact between Janet and Tamlin.
I stop Mishi before they get out the door, and she was like, if you, I swear to God, if something happens to this girl, that's our only bargaining chip here. And also, I don't want anything to happen to her because she's a precious child. She's adorable, all right?
I'm not going to harm the child.
Yeah,
I'm going to have Ayas shoot at the dragon.
Just, can you have him hide in the bushes or something at least?
Yes, of course they would shoot from cover. That's optimal.
Okay.
So we're not going to
Do you
try
think I'm
and-
a fool?
Okay.
I think you don't know how to deal with kids.
Clearly not.
I turned out okay. Says Ayas.
Kids
She
pl- kids plural.
visibly cringes.
I think Mishi's cap is one kid. They can handle one kid.
The kid above table who will try to kill her.
Yeah.
Onyx is like, perfect. You can distract them while I rip the collar off of my mother.
Yes. You good.
So Onyx is following.
Yep.
Yes.
What about Camilla?
Have fun with your couples therapy.
Camilla
Yeah.
has to join
I
Camilla, Janet.
Oh, God.
I
We're
look
gonna
at
go fight some dragons.
I look
You
at
do couples
Camilla
therapy.
And I give her a look of like, you can go if you want to, but I feel like you should stay. I want you to stay, but I won't make you if you want to go, if you'd rather go fight.
Dang, because this seems more appropriate, but still. What?
Tam does look at like Felice, who's following Mishi and Ayas, and he's just like, "Is this a good idea?" Like he doesn't say it, but he's like, "Is this a good idea?"
No, it's not. But what else are we gonna do?
Enjoy talking of your human feelings.
All right.
I'm a very
I feel
emotional man. I don't have problem talking about my feelings.
I feel like you didn't have to say
I don't
human
feel like
in front
anyone
of that,
was
but...
like
accusing him of anything yet.
offensive.
He's a little bit of a himbo, minus the strong part.
He's a little bit dumb. No, he's not beefy enough to be a himbo. That man.
Bimbo,
Twink.
you're right.
Just...
Him bim.
Him bim.
Him bim.
All right, we will get to the fight in a second.
Okay.
Janet and Camilla.
This is not how I thought the session would go.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Tam
No,
looks
I
at
knew
you.
this part was coming. I didn't know the steps leading up to this
Yeah.
happening.
I didn't
This
know we
was
were
gonna be
going
the
to
thing.
teach the children how to do the long distance combat.
This is what happens when Mishi babysits. They learn how to fight.
Not the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, actually, no, it's not.
He looks very confused. He's like, if you want to go fight, you can go fight.
It's their battle. I'd be useless unless I was riding on Onyx, and even then, it's kind of hard to punch a flying object.
I think I've seen some ballistas.
Maybe we'll join in a minute, but... Oh boy.
He comes up to you now that you're like partially alone and gives you a big ol' hug again.
Oh, just, yeah. I kiss him on his fuzzy little cheek.
So what?
Ange? What?
No, I found the image of Janet kissing a donkey head cute.
Donkeys
Sorry,
are
it caught me
cute.
when I was taking a drink. It's
Oh,
cute.
He's still a pretty donkey.
He is.
He's so fuzzy.
One might even use the word resplendent.
Oh,
Situation.
sure.
He looks at between the two of you like, so, what did you want to talk about?
Oh boy. Tamlin. This is Camilla. Camilla, this is Tamlin.
He will take your hand, Camilla, and like do a dramatic bow over it, and he'll just like boop his nose on your hand like as if he was kissing it.
You are very well mannered. It is a pleasure to meet you, Tamlin.
I would do an actual kiss, but I don't think you want me to lick your hand as a donkey.
I appreciate it.
I have a feeling that this was your predecessor's doing. Oh, by the way, first, list of things to talk about. Camilla here is technically the Queen of the Fae now, so...
His ears like flick in interest. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, if there's anything you need from me, or just tell me.
Yeah.
I think the whole goal I think the goal was you trying to get me out of the deal, Janet.
Yeah, that was the plan, and then our universe exploded. So, I mean, if there's a way we can fix this, that's definitely something that I want to happen, because I feel like I got the vibe when Titania died that your contract, your enthrallment is tied to the position, not the person.
That would make sense for the Fae.
Yeah. It's not as easy to get out of things in death. Death's not easy out in the Fae realm.
Well, Lady Camilla, if it never hurts to ask, could you drop my agreement and let me go?
Just straight up asking.
You seem like a reasonable non-Fae sort.
On stream. Sorry, my partner is attempting to say hello to me. Hello there.
I'm Austin.
Surprise guest.
Surprise guest. My very enthusiastic butch of a partner. Anyways. moving from an enthusiastic butch to a very happy-go-lucky donkey. We haven't found the person to whom the original pact, who holds the original pact, right? It's just tied to me, correct?
It's
It
tied
was-
to you now.
It was originally to
The title.
technically to Titania, but to the
The Fey
Tamlin's enthralled to the Fey Queen. That's like the terms of the contract that was established.
So is it possible in this moment to just go, Tamlin, mortal Tamlin, you are relieved of your pact to the current Fey Queen?
Camilla, you feel like this entire time, like as soon as you met him, you felt that little like bond connecting the two of you. And that just kind of like snips. He still has the head of a donkey though. That seemed separate from the thing.
Oh, we'll have to find whatever. Thank you, and Janet embraces Camilla and then embraces Tamlin.
Group hug.
No.
Too late. It's too late.
Tamlin joins in for a group. No.
Yep. Group hug.
Okay. Well,
If he at all does a hee-haw, her ears just start
Yes.
to flop down in pain.
It's an unintentional hee-haw.
okay. Okay.
One problem solved.
All right. There's no use beating around the bush. And then Janet just kind of launches into the story from the beginning.
The very short.
Yes, the abridged version.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to tell him about how we met Shrek in Skaha's front yard. But,
somebody. Soul just went for it.
But I just kind of explained, Janet's being very blunt in this. We met, a lot of shit happened, and I find myself having fallen in love with two people at once. And that's not the part that Janet's really super stressed out about. That's probably the least stressful element of this. But she kind of gets into the point of all the stories being Frankenstein together, and the fact that Reed is responsible, and we don't know what's going to happen after we confront him. And I honestly, the biggest thing I'm worried about is I don't know what happens next.
As you're explaining this, his face gets more serious and somber. This is a very serious explanation, and he's nodding along. Well, I don't think there's any way to know what happens next. I do have one question, though, if that's okay.
Of course.
Probably not the most pressing question, considering all that you've just told me, but I think it's important to ask. Then he'll look at you, and then he'll look at Camilla, and then he'll look back at you. Are you happy?
Yeah, I am. Even more so now that I know you're safe and whole for the most part.
Alive,
and if you're alive, everything else we can figure out.
I agree. I think we can continue talking, but as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Camilla.
There will be a point, even if we are able to stay in touch, that you will both pass away, yes?
Most likely. Barring a medical.
Tamlin shrugs. It's just what being mortal's about.
And
Honestly, I've lived past my prime anyway. I'm a little older than you think I am.
Yeah, figured.
Tamlin, may I ask you something?
Of course.
You expected to have Janet, to be betrothed to Janet, correct?
I did ask her to marry me, yes.
If there were a means for her to carry on after you had passed, would that be acceptable to you?
I'm not the person you should be asking.
More so, just would you be upset if I gave my love to your wife even after you were gone?
As long as she is happy, I'm happy.
How would you feel about this, Janet?
I want both of you as long as I can have you.
There may be a way to keep you around longer.
And with that, Janet and Camilla, I want you both to make a speed defense roll, please.
Oh no!
Oh, fuck. Christ.
Ruh-roh, raggy.
Challenge 3.
Okay, I'm gonna spend some effort on that, just in case.
Challenge 3, how hard could it hit?
I don't know if you remember, I rolled a 2 just now, so...
Yeah.
It's fine.
19.
Yeah, I rolled a 3. So
Yeah,
See?
so
the effort didn't even matter.
someone just roll me a quick, just a straight d20 for me for Tamlin.
I got it.
Because I did not give him a
Oh,
level.
God.
He got a 13.
Okay, no, he's fine.
Those donkey ears.
So, Camilla, you're the only one who is able to stay. You and Tamlin are the only ones able to stand to your feet. But I think you're both probably grabbing for Janet as you both feel something large slam into the tower and like shake the entire thing. And Janet, you fall to the ground. You take like 1 point of damage as like a couple like tools like fly off the desk and like land all over you and like hit you. And from outside, Mishi and Onyx, Mishi, as you're like beginning to like prep Ias and, Felice for, shooting from cover. And
yeah, Mishi doesn't expect an arrow to actually do much to either of them. This is a learning moment.
This is a learning moment, yeah. This is more about trying to choose the best places and such and like that. Because let's be realistic, a short bow's probably not even going to like reach. You need like a longbow for that shit. But you two see, or maybe are even engaged in, which we'll find out in a second, your mother slam this thunderer, Paya, through the air and into the tower.
Ah,
All right. Let's go backwards a little bit.
loser.
Let's go backwards a little bit for Mishi and Onyx. As you are leaving and leading the two kids outside, what are you doing?
Onyx is sort of, I guess, again, like, as we leave the tower, slowly transforming back from this human form into this large, dragon form. And I guess looking at Mishi, she's like, so I'm assuming you won't join me in the sky.
I could. I have the pixie dust.
Oh, God.
You also could ride my back until you need the pip. Well,
Yeah.
that's above table.
You can
Onyx
fly.
doesn't. Are you telling Onyx that you have pixie dust?
Yes. This was in your mother's hoard.
Huh.
Though I do worry I may struggle with aerial combat, considering my lack of experience.
It might be better for you to stay on the ground then.
Yes. Why is this happening? This is your world. This is your realm. Why is that happening? The two of them.
My mother has been collared by, she looks at Felice, and then
By Felice.
No, I didn't do anything. I think she's just wearing a really pretty necklace, isn't she? Dad said that he gave it to her to as a gift.
It is not a gift, Felice.
Oh.
Your father imprisoned my mother, and now she cannot think for herself.
But no.
Yes.
So
that is what happened.
It seems Reed is using obsidian as his defense mechanism.
She does protect us, so nothing bad happens.
Yes, and she might have done that on her own if your father had asked. Felice, this is an adult thing, and you will not understand.
But this is my home.
No.
And now, I do the thing that is definitely a little bit unkind, if it is okay. And, Onyx uses a little claw to put the book down in front of Felice.
She looks a little confused and she looks up at you and then she'll pick it up and she's like, "What?
Can you read?"
Yeah,
I cannot.
I can read.
Oh.
What's this?
This is your story. This is where you're supposed to be.
You don't have to read it. Not right now. You should ask your father for the truth later. But right now my mother's in pain, and I need to take the necklace that your father gave her off of her. So you need to stay safe here.
Ias pipes up. I can make sure she doesn't get hurt. I know how to find hiding places if we have to. And if I need to, he'll lift up his bow.
It's very good.
We will return shortly.
And when they step away and Onyx is looking up at this battle unfolding, because they are alone, Onyx will say, "You keep saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, by the way. So please tell me if I'm wrong. Ias tries to kill you later in your story."
Yes.
The end of my story, Mishi, is Petite killing me in my sleep. And I still love my sister.
I of course still care for Ias. That never changed. But at the time, my response to his betrayal was not ideal. I said earlier I was a trickster, a villain. Ias, his story was always going to end with him returning home, and confronting the man who had put him on my island in the first place. By following my guidance, I intentionally misled him. And not only did he get what he wanted in confronting this man, but he also hurt his family in the process because of me.
It's quite a burden to bear. Knowing you're the villain.
I did what I am meant to do, to warn people. I gave him what he wanted, just not in the form he expected. But I could have just let him leave.
You could have. Does that change anything, though? Are you still angry about it?
I'm not angry at Ias.
I never thought you were angry at Ias. And Onyx, and if it's okay, Onyx reaches out, like, again with that, like, very ginger claw and sort of, like, almost, like, nudges, Mishi under her chin in this, like, large form. No. I know what self-anger looks like, Mishi.
I didn't understand what family meant to humans and others. It's not something my kind has ever given. We are created to be isolated.
It's gonna be a very big change for you soon when we finish this. And Onyx sort of like a cat, like starts to like lean down and like push her hands in front of her and like sort of limber up.
Big stretch.
Yes, well, suppose we should go find out why Paya is attacking?
I think at this point is when Paya is like basically tricked and like smacked into the tower.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, and there's an RKO from the top rope as the Thunderer is knocked down.
And Paya like smacks really hard into like the tower where like a bunch of stones like fall and like she along with the stones fall to the base.
I guess you could say the tower's been thunderstruck.
Oh my god.
I'm so here for this one. Thank you, Charlie.
Zoom just asked me if I'm playing music.
Yeah, Onyx sort of looks and is like, ooh, do you want to handle that while I handle that?
Okay, yes. All right.
All right. So, what are we doing? Are we getting to fight or what are we doing?
Oh, Onyx is about to do something that she knows very bad idea, which is to try and tear that collar, like break that collar herself.
Mishi would like to pixie dust herself and separate Paya and Obsidian and like tackle
Paya's
Paya to the ground.
separated, my love. Paya's on the ground.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Like no, your like mom did not like tackle Paya. Mom like swatted her like a cat swatting a bird.
That's why it said RKO from the top rope. You
That's
just got
hot.
fucking
I'm sorry.
body slammed.
That's hot.
Smash.
I mean, yeah.
Smash. I'm just imagining a super, super, like, buff MILF.
They're just sort of like
Just making it better.
This super hot young femme trying to like square up with this buff MILF, and the buff MILF just sort of like, whoa!
Buff MILF is definitely a die-by thigh.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Mare.
That's how I'm just imagining
Mare?
Onyx.
So Onyx is Onyx. For Onyx, that's mom. For Mare, that's mother.
Mommy?
And for
For
everyone
Ange,
else,
it's mommy.
Death
Yeah,
by
Onyx is-
Snoo.
That's exactly the TikTok that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. That's literally the TikTok I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
With the animation, right?
Yeah, like.
I love everything about the past 3 minutes that has happened and been said, especially with it ending with Amaya with her face in her.
What's happening?
We'll show you. We'll show you at the
We'll show
break.
you when you're older.
It's a great animation. Anyway.
Yeah. But Onyx does warn Mishi. Last time when I just skimmed touching the collar, I almost felt the pull to obey it.
Oh.
So, I don't think that it will fully pull my will from me, but that is a warning.
It's just a risk.
Is a risk. But, I will free my mother.
And if you are suddenly obeying the collar, fear not, I will fight you.
Perfect. That's what I would expect.
Excellent.
And I think Onyx, if it's okay, like she like leans her like snout in close to Mishi and just sort of like gives her a nudge on the side.
Love that.
I mean, she does like a pat, and she's like, I've never been on this side of the action.
The affection.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the exact time. Yeah, sorry. So basically, this is the exact time where the timelines converge for the two groups. So I think this is a good spot to like also roll initiative. Any conversations can happen in things. So let's go. For reasons which I will explain in a second. Obsidian is challenge 6.
Yeah.
So she used to be 7 per the raw rules in the stat
She
block.
got hurt.
Paya took her down a whole tier.
Not the reason.
Oh, never mind.
No free will makes it hard to operate at full what's it called?
Also not the
Capacity.
reason.
She was at challenge 7 when we were like Newman under her last
Yeah.
sesh.
All right, what are the initiative rolls?
I only have 7.
Oh no.
I'm gonna save my shit. 16.
I spent the effort to bring it down to 5, and I rolled a 16.
So 16, a 3. What did you get, Mishi? A 4 on the die?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Onyx and Mishi too busy having like this before battle like eyes.
Yeah, I think I am pretty sure Obsidian is first because I think all of you, like the highest you rolled was a challenge 5 out of all of you.
Oh, did I not have to spend the effort by bringing it down? Does that not help for
What did you get? Roll? Did you roll on the die?
16, but I spent effort to bring the...
Okay, no, you're the
Challenge
only
down.
one up before Obsidian.
Sweet!
But you are also inside
Damn.
still.
We're near a window.
So you are inside. Both you and Janet. So you
Do
first,
I
Camilla.
see Paya, by the way?
No, unless you look down.
Fuck. Well,
Listen-
that's what I...
Yeah, if you look down, you can see
That's
Paya.
what I mean, Mare.
Yes.
If I'm looking, do I see Paya? Not...
Correct. Yes, you see Paya on the ground, disorientingly getting to her clawed feet.
Oh god, there's there's probably an optimal decision here, but there's also a really, really bad decision I could make right now.
Make a decision.
You know what? I'm not gonna get any other chance to use this fucking thing. So you know what? Here we go. She's going to jump out of the tower and attempt to land on Paya to put the diadem of death on her head.
Whoa.
Why?
Just to knock her out, honestly. It doesn't say I can't take it off. It just says I have to putting it on there causes damage to her.
So you are actively trying to hurt Paya.
I thought that's what Mishi was going to do. That's why I'm confused.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You know what? To be fair, I don't know.
What did you say,
All
Amaya?
right.
I said, you don't know what I'm doing.
Fine, I won't use the damn thing.
I mean,
I'm
if
just gonna
that's what Camilla would do.
Nah.
I
don't know that it's Paya though.
That's true. Do it.
True.
Yeah, so I kind of have to go for it, mainly because I don't know. If I knew, if someone had told me who the hell this is.
Yeah, no, Mishi was being sketchy about it.
Yeah.
So you do need to make a speed task to try and get it on her head.
Okay. What is the difficulty for Paya?
So challenge 5.
Lordy. You know what? We're gonna do that thing.
Good call.
We're gonna bring that. I'm gonna spend the one effort that I can right now.
Found the diadem of death. Okay. What level did I give it again? 9? 10?
10, which means however long it stays on her, it does 10 points of damage. So, yeah.
But it's only a one-time damage. Yes. It's only a one-time damage. It's not cumulative. It doesn't keep going.
Damn it. I was hoping it would.
No. That's too OP.
As deemed by Mare, it's too OP.
It literally says the Cypher's a one-shot. Sorry, what? Go ahead.
That's fair. You know, you're right. Cypher being a one-shot, that's correct. That is an 18.
Yeah, you get this. You are going to take fall damage because
that's
you did.
Fine. I'll take it. I jumped out of the tower.
You will take 4 points of damage as you jump out of a tower without any mitigation. Mishi, you see Camilla jump out of the tower with something in her hands and lands on top of Paya and puts something on her little birdie head. And immediately Paya screeches in pain and just the sound of thunder echoes across everywhere and the ground shakes. Paya takes 10 points of damage. You see golden blood like spilling out from her beak.
It's what being coy with information gets you. I'm sorry, friend.
I think Amaya's just like, Misha's just like, damn.
Wish that were me.
Suck.
Yeah.
Wish that were me doing it.
Yeah, she doesn't see it. She's not upset with Camilla at all. She's more just like, damn, Paya, you got.
Okay.
That's my turn.
I gotta roll a die. So, you're in the air, right, Onyx? Oh, never mind. If you're in the air, your mom is gonna go for you. Because she sees you up, not on the ground, looking healthy and hale and whole. And she comes at you, so you're going to need to make a speed defense roll. And as she's coming at you, just make me a very quick perception task. It's a challenge 5 for speed defense.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use points from my speed pool for that. Then, effort. I have no edge in speed, so I'll just do the one level.
We'll go through one round and then we'll go to break.
Oh, that is a 19, baby.
Yeah. So any minor effect that you want.
Minor effect. I want this perception task to be
I will just say with the minor effect, you will see what happens. It wasn't
Cool,
super
thank
hard.
you.
So basically, you are dodging. Your mother tries to like chomp into your wing, but you are able to dodge out of the way. And she's close enough where you can see that the metal on the collar is partially melted, as if by an intense heat. That is why she's a little easier to deal with. And
Good
you can
job, Flambe.
and you can just see in her eyes like there's conflict and anger. But not anger at you.
Oh yeah, no worries. Anyone whose will is being siphoned from them.
Everybody else. So that's gonna be Mishi, Janet, and Onyx.
Janet kind of like looks out the window, sees, takes in like the last 3 seconds, looks down at her fists, and then she turns to Tamlin and goes, "You said this tower has ballistas?"
Yeah. There's a little walkway. Come on, I'll show you.
Okay.
Actually, though, you're all gonna have to like rush up the tower.
Yeah, for sure. If that's my turn for this round, then like, yeah, just getting to the top of the tower, is that possible?
Not this turn, but I'll say like next turn you'll be able to get to the top of the tower.
Okay.
You gotta book it though.
Hiking up my skirts. Just
If you want to, you're far more athletic than Tam.
Incredible.
If you want to make a speed test to try and make it in one round.
yes, I would like to do that.
All right.
Could I argue that this requires intense focus?
For the finale, sure.
Yay!
Yay!
You never know if you don't ask, kids.
You don't have skills climbing, jumping, running, and swimming?
I have endurance, which means that
Yes.
I can.
I will say
yeah.
that one applies because
Okay, yeah.
this is a sprint and run.
I can sprint upstairs twice as fast as the average person.
Yeah.
Okay, so
This is
that
a challenge. This is a challenge 5 to get up there in one turn.
What?
No 4.
Okay.
It's difficult. It is difficult.
Okay, with the endurance thing down to a 3.
Endurance and the focus.
Okay, the intense focus. Okay, so it's
2.
down to a 2. Okay. Don't fuck me. Die.
You can do it.
14.
Hell yeah.
Oh lord.
You leave Tam panting in your wake.
Oh god. It's probably best if you stay down there.
Okay. All
Love
right. I'll meet you up there.
you. Okay.
Yeah, there are a couple they're not rusted, but they're really dusty ballistas.
Do they look like they'll still work?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
I would like to add like a little thing that they have like gnaw marks on them, as if someone was using them as a chew toy.
When she was a baby. That's so cute.
Oh my god. Oh boy. And I just start getting ready to load.
Yeah. Mishi and Onyx.
Is there a way that Mishi can get to Paya within her turn?
Yes. I'll say you can get to her in your turn. She's not
Okay.
that far away.
Yeah, we should just start bounding over there, and then with the umbrella, yoink!
Forgot about the umbrella.
Like directly from underneath Camilla, just runs up, yoink, and just like keeps running.
Wait,
Like,
you're putting
she's-
Camilla in the umbrella?
Sorry, like from underneath Camilla is getting Paya in the umbrella and just keeps running away.
Tweedledee's
No.
umbrella.
Do not put me in the umbrella.
No, not Camilla. Paya.
Touch
who
a
is-
creature.
No,
What level is the umbrella again?
It was 7.
Okay, yeah. Touch a creature up to the artifacts level. I already said she was 5 of any size, and the umbrella will fold up around it, capturing it inside. Holding the umbrella with the captive inside is an action. A caught character is held for 10 minutes or until they make a successful might roll to break free.
And Misha's gonna keep running into the woods.
I love the idea of Camilla like on top and then just fall.
Yeah, you see this very surreal. Camilla, you see this very surreal image of this umbrella just devouring Paya out from underneath you, and you just like drop a good 6 feet.
welcome back
And then
to
it's just
Taco
Mishi's
of the
back as
Adventure
she's
Zone.
running away. Yeah, exactly.
All right, Onyx.
Onyx
That
knows.
happened.
Onyx knows where to go, what to do, and so as Janet like arrives, you see Onyx sort of like weaving around her much larger mother, and she seems to be zeroing in on one part of the collar, and just straight up gonna cover herself in flames, and she's just gonna try and dive bomb towards the collar and use hurl flame to try and like damage it further.
Okay. So I will say what I'll do for this is since you're trying to destroy the collar off of your mom, I'm gonna give the collar hit points.
Okay.
But you do need to hit it, which
Sounds
will
good.
be the level of your mom, because she's not gonna let you just.
Yeah, the willpower is like, no, we need to keep this thing under control, so that's understandable.
So so it's gonna be a challenge 6 to hit it, and go from there.
All right, so this is an intellect attack. I do have to spend 1 point to do hurl flame. So I will spend that 1 point. Yes. This is 6. I don't think this counts as magic, so I'll go ahead and use
Intellect.
yeah, I'll use 2 levels of effort and drop my 8 to 4 points.
Cool.
She's flagging. She's slowing down. You know,
Little sluggish.
a little sluggish, but she's trying. And so that leaves it at a 12 or better. Let's go. That is a 17.
Yeah, you do hit. How many points does that do?
Does 4 points of fire damage.
All right. It will not, since you're specifically aiming for the collar, it will not do, armor will not be affected. So it's not attack on your mother, it's attack on the collar. So you're able to.
I would assume that my mother's also sort of immune to fire, just like Onyx is. I would assume. I don't know.
She doesn't have the same
ability.
abilities as you do, but she
Oh,
is
shit.
highly resistant.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine having a kid that could just light themselves on fire and not being resistant to it. That
Yeah.
would be a nightmare.
Yeah. All right.
It's just fucking Jack from the Impossible.
Oh my God.
I was thinking the exact same thing. You saw you read my fucking mind.
All right, we're gonna go to break.
Campfire.
We're gonna go to break. We'll be back shortly, everybody. Bye. Hey, folks. We're back. Back to the top of the round of combat as we continue our finale. So last time I checked, Camilla's at the top of the round. You just dropped like 6 feet to the ground. Mishi just like gobbled up her girlfriend into an umbrella and then GTFO'd.
Probably swallowed me.
It's a situationship, okay?
Toxic Yuri. Toxic Yuri. Okay, anyway, what do you...
I'm just gonna follow Mishi because I have no other thoughts after that.
Mishi, you hear Camilla
She just
following.
yells. Yeah, no, I think she like looks over her shoulder, still running, and is just like, "Help Onyx!"
All right, starts running back in the other direction.
All right. Okay. Okay. What would you actually like to do? I will say I won't take a turn from you.
I will start trying to go back up the tower to go help. Well, actually, how close? Onyx is in the air, right?
Yup.
And I have no real means to fly.
Correct.
So isn't there really the only way I could get closer is to keep going up the tower? I will go up the tower then.
All right. Do you also want to try and make a speed test to get up the tower?
Do you have nature magic that can just like fantabulous tree you up towards the air versus
Only we had some
tower?
beans.
No. Damn it, the beans. Damn it. I wish we had beans.
Beans.
I don't have that kind of tree tree magic, unfortunately.
Yet.
So
I don't know.
Don't tempt me with things I won't get to have, Mare. It's not fair. Not like that. That's I can't risk it, mainly because both of my pools are very low.
So you're just gonna spend a turn running?
Yep.
I will say it takes 2 turns for you to get up there.
That's fine.
You running. Onyx. Mama's here. Make another speed defense roll.
Let's go. I'm not doing it. I don't have any points in my speed pool left. That is a 2.
How many points do you have total? Just
points total. I have 19. 12 in my might, 3 in my speed, and 4 in my intellect.
just make sure I'm reading this correctly for damage.
Yes.
It's never a thing you want to
Okay,
hear
so
GM
I was
say.
like, I have to think about how I'm doing this, because I was like, oh, that's 10 points of damage, but she's technically still fighting against the thing. So this will be 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And combat. A dragon make a bite one target or claw 2 opponents in immediate range as a single action. When bitten, targets are also immobilized until they succeed on a might defense roll to break free or when the dragon drops them. So it's not, since you're both flying and about really big size, I'll say you're just kind of like fighting each other, but she's like clamped onto you.
I like that. I would like to make you a bargain. There.
Yeah, what's up?
I would like to offer you a temporary inability in exchange for taking 3 less damage.
Explain.
I'm currently clamped.
Yes.
She biting me.
She's biting you.
I would say, like, what if instead of taking 3 of the 7 damage, I take an inability in attacks.
Yes, I will allow it. So you take 4 damage instead.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
With the thrashing the 2 of you are doing. All right. Mishi, Janet, and Onyx. Mishi's still running.
Okay, so that's gonna happen.
You're gonna like
later
run,
on.
maybe you're gonna let her out next turn. Sound about right? Okay.
Okay. I have a thing, unless you have something set up, Soul.
Onyx is, I was just about to say, Janet, what you see is Onyx sort of screeching in pain as she's trying to fight off her much larger mother.
Okay. Janet cracks her knuckles, cracks her neck, cracks her nose. Time to lock in. Yeah, exactly.
I was about to say, you have cocaine?
You don't know what I have. I'm the only person who has pockets.
Fair, true.
This has been well established. I aim the ballista. Okay, I'll tell you what I want to do, Mare, and then I have some bullshit. I have a list of bullshit I'd like to go down with you to see how much of an advantage I can get on this.
Sure.
I want to fire the ballista straight at the necklace in an attempt to snipe it off of Obsidian's neck.
That's gonna be very, very difficult. That's gonna be like above her challenge level. Like,
I figured you would say that. I have some bullshit.
And I'll say it won't probably snipe it off of her, but it definitely will do damage.
Okay.
Because it is a magic item.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. First thing is I am going to spend 2 levels of effort. I assume this is a might task.
This is gonna be aiming. This is gonna be like a speed task.
Oh, but what if I really want it to be a might task?
I will also maybe allow intellect for aiming.
You came up with the bullshit. You have to deal with the consequences of said bullshit.
Okay, I technically still have enough that I could still spend 2 levels of effort. This is incredibly taxing. I'll put all my eggs in a basket.
Okay,
Fuck it, why
this
not?
is going to be a challenge 8 task.
Okay, so spending 2 If I have
22
one
levels makes it possible. Makes you
Yes,
to hit an 18.
makes it possible. If I have one edge and I'm doing 2 levels of effort, how many points am I spending?
4.
4? Heard. Okay. So that brings it down. It started as an 8.
And now it's down to a 6.
That's a 6.
Now it's down to a 6. Okay. I am trained in tasks requiring intense focus.
This will apply.
Yes.
Okay.
The most focus.
The most
This is
focus.
challenge. Now it's down to a 5.
Okay, down
Means
challenge
15
5.
or higher, which is about 25% chance to do
Okay.
this.
I am also trained in breaking things. And I am trying to break a thing.
I will allow it.
So you
4.
need 12 or higher.
Okay. And this is, I will admit this one is a stretch, but if there's anything I want to teach the kids at home is that you never get anything you don't ask for.
Correct.
Turn off the hustle.
Wreck involves using a weapon with 2 hands, and I would argue using a ballista requires 2 hands.
Yeah,
What is...
you're right.
Let me double check, make sure I'm not okay.
I'm curious
Well, the
about this
weapon-
myself.
So,
it doesn't say it has to be an immediate distance attack. It just says when using as an attack.
So that's going to go down to 3. However, I'm also going to say this is a heavy weapon, and you're probably not trained in heavy weapons.
I will say the wreck thing doesn't give me an asset. It's actually it gives me a -1 penalty in exchange for doing more damage. So like a -1 penalty to the roll. So maybe I don't do that one.
Okay.
You're
I
at
feel it-
4.
So
I'm
I
at
was also
4.
going to say that you are probably not trained in heavy whatchamacallits.
Sure.
So that would bring you up
War
to
machines.
war machines or a heavy
Literal
weapon.
war machines.
So that would bring it up to a 5, but I'm also going to say Onyx, like, thrashing around with her mom is going to give you an asset, so we'll go back down to 4.
Okay. All right. I'll work with that.
If you have experience points, you can use your experience points to re-roll.
That is very fair. I think I have 1 XP to my name. I don't have the most up-to-date.
Oh, sorry. We
Table.
also got a everybody gets an asset.
What?
A free asset. 5 minutes ago, we got a donation from Other Doc.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Hey, thank you, Other Doc.
Thank you.
We are
Thank
officially
you
at
for
700.
donating to the PCRF.
So if you want to use that asset,
I would like to use that asset.
so it brings it down to a challenge 3.
Okay.
Do you want to use your wreck?
If I use my wreck, I just have to get
It'll
a
be
10.
challenge 4.
You know, you need to get a 10.
I have to get a 10 or higher. It just is a -1 to the actual number on the die.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I would have a 50-50 chance if I use wreck.
Versus a 55-45.
Heavy weapons do 6 damage, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And if I succeed with wreck, it would add an extra 3 on top of that.
So
Yeah.
it would be 9 points of damage for losing 5% chance to... Is it 5%? Yeah, it's 5%.
Correct. It's 5%.
To make it. It's your call.
Oh
50-50
god!
this is about as best as you can do, hun.
You have
I'd
a
say
reroll.
take it.
Go for it.
I have
Go
a reroll.
for it, damn
Fuck
it.
Yeah.
Ah!
Here we go. Yes!
That's even better. That is more emotionally fulfilling than a nat 20. Barely getting it.
Yeah, so what does this shot look like as Onyx? You suddenly see a big-ass fucking ballista embed itself in your mom's neck.
No, I'm aiming for
Okay,
the
okay, that's fair.
necklace.
It can hit
listen,
both.
Listen, it's possible, but still, like Onyx, I think hears the ballista going and is confused because she hasn't heard that sound in a very long time.
At least 50 years.
Yeah, and then like I think like she struggles to try and like face the tower a little bit better to try and help, and then.
If I can say, like, I feel like just time slows down for Janet, and not to make the most cliche reference, but it's like that scene in Brave where Merida's like about to fire the arrow.
Everything slows
she's-
down.
Everything, she can only hear her heart pounding in her ears, and then she sees like their bodies are kind of entwined, and then they turn at just the right moment, and she just lets loose. I don't know how ballistas work, but I assume
Good
It's
lord.
a giant ass fucking
Giant
crossbow.
fucking crossbow.
yeah. So she like pulls back
Fires.
the lever and lets loose.
Pull the lever.
All right. Mishi's running. Onyx, did you go?
No. I wanted to. So how is Mother? What's going on now?
Your mother looks physically fine except for some miscellaneous scratches that Paya got on her. The collar is still like it has taken damage, but it doesn't look like it is ready to fall off. Your mother's still definitely struggling against it, but that's about it at the moment.
Yeah, I think again, like in this level of pain, Onyx has never had to worry about fighting her mother. And so this is very much a big shock. This is very distressing, especially with her wing caught. And I think she's just trying to maneuver. If Janet was able to do that with being that far, Onyx is trying to maneuver, like, I guess trying to drag her mother closer to the tower.
Yeah, that'll be a might task.
Okay.
Challenge 6.
Yep. Let's go. I have an edge in might. And honestly, use them if you got them. I'm gonna use 4 points to try and make that easier.
2 assets.
Let's go.
Well, 2 levels of effort. Yeah.
2 levels of effort, and I'm gonna use the asset that my good friend Jimbo gave me.
Hell yeah, Jim.
Hell yeah.
So challenge 3.
17.
Yeah. Your mother seems... Mind-controlled mom seems surprised that you're able to pull her closer to the tower. But you also see some pride in your mom's eyes for what a good job you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Is your mom maybe internally hoping you commit matricide? Who knows?
Listen.
That's plan B. We can get this necklace off her.
Onyx is a magic dragon, so yeah, I can understand like Obsidian being like, oh, fighty dragon, being proud of like Onyx using her full weight to try and maneuver,
Mom
closer.
Mishi, you are in the woods. What would you like to do?
Mishi's going to like chuck the umbrella in, and like in her mind that's how she's freeing Paya. She's just like throwing it like a Pokeball.
and this umbrella just kind of like pops open like very suddenly, and like kind of like just like pulled out of it is a giant black and gold thunderer with this weird crown of like bones and feathers on her head that she immediately shakes off, and she's like looking around disoriented and realizes she's not where she just was. Now she's like in the woods with under a canopy, and she sees you.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're making a fool of yourself. What are you doing?
I was trying to take down that beast that has been...
And losing.
No. Distracting.
For what?
You don't think I saw your little group heading for the tower?
Oh, so you were just keeping her busy so we could come and save you?
I don't have the time to argue with you for once. Nor do I have the time to banter because I know you were not here before. So my guess is you came from somewhere else to maybe fix the situation on why I am here in the first place.
There's a human, of course.
I'm aware.
Reed?
What
is that? And she looks at the crown that she shook off.
Something jumped on my back and put it on my head.
Oh, I didn't realize it went with that was Camilla's thing. Oh, yes, that was Camilla. That was Camilla.
So why did you take me away from the situation?
Onyx is going to. The dragon is being mind controlled by the human.
Yes, I am aware of this.
What have you? How long have you been here? Why do you know all of this?
Because the human tried to enlist me to protect his castle and domain. And I told him no. And I've been trying to find a way out. But he is unable to control me like he can control that beast.
I see. Well, the others are going to remove the necklace, and then we are going to find Reed and put the stories back together.
She pauses.
Have you been to the library? We can read there.
She looks at you in confusion.
Not read the person, read the verb. I've learned this.
I don't follow, but I do not follow.
You will see.
She walks up to you cautiously. Are you ready to head back?
Do not destroy the castle. There are important humans in it. I can't believe I just said that.
She nods slightly. And I'm willing to put aside our fighting until we get back home.
Was that it? Noted. And she's gonna start walking back to the fight and taking out the pixie dust.
If a bird could raise an eyebrow, she would be raising an eyebrow at you.
This might work.
All right, then. I'm glad to see you have not been slain yet.
You are welcome for saving you from being slain.
You get the impression of a large sigh before you hear large wing beats from behind you.
Sprinkles of pixie dust.
All right. We're going back to the top of the round with Camilla. You still running?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get up to the top of the tower.
You are at the top of the tower with Janet.
Can I help Janet try and fire another?
Just like dying on the stairs.
I will allow you if you can succeed on a speed test to get to the top. I'll allow you to do an action this turn.
What's the difficulty?
3.
Fuck it, I'll roll this straight or queer, whatever the fuck you roll.
Ah.
9 exactly. Oh my
Yay!
God.
So you are able to make it. You are able to make it to the top. Thank you, Charlie, for the image of Paya just being Zapdos.
That's all I've been envisioning for the past like 6 weeks.
That's kind of what I was imagining too.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
You
so I have made it up there.
You can assist Janet.
No, even gonna ask.
You do pass Tamlin on the way up. Camilla. He's so tired.
Is he okay?
He's so tired.
He's so tired. Not built for cardio.
He
had endurance apparently.
He's
under a very specific context.
correct.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say that. We'll say it. I'll say it afterwards.
Save.
Our audience is smart. They can figure it out.
Nope, something completely different.
Oh, so even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. These women and wonders make men look weak. Tangent in the chat.
Wait, what?
Tam is just weak.
He's pretty.
He is the damsel.
He's so
He is,
pretty.
in fact, the
Guys, you don't
damsel.
get it. When he's not have a donkey forehead, he's so pretty.
He literally is the damsel.
Probably like he's still pretty.
He is pretty.
Yeah.
Literally, what Charlie came to me with is a reverse damsel in distress story.
He's so pretty.
If
Got these big
A
old eyes.
manzel in distress.
Manzel in distress.
Manzel in distress. That is the same energy as guy liner. I don't like it.
Just say eyeliner, you cowards.
Anyway, Camilla, you want to help Janet? How you want to help Janet?
Could possibly with trying to determine with aiming and determining the proper trajectory for firing this.
Yeah. Do you have any
Ballista
skills that you think would apply?
Perception would probably be one of them.
Yeah, I will say that perception can give Janet an asset.
Okay. So that is my turn. I'm gonna be helping my girlfriend to try and girlfriend.
Obsidian.
Uh-oh.
Onyx, your mother. So I know she's clamped down on you, but are you also trying to keep her close as well? Are you letting? If she tries to let go, will you let her let go?
I truly think Onyx has been so focused on getting her closer to the tower, she is not even trying to fly at this point. So if Mother lets go, Onyx is hitting the ground.
Oh.
Or gonna have to do something to not hit the ground.
But are you also holding on to her is what I'm trying to ask.
No. She's she is... Well, actually, no. To probably move... Yes. Never mind. Scratch everything. If she's trying to move her, then yes. She's probably got, her little claws, into... trying to dig into, obsidian belly scales to, yes. So, yeah, she is holding on.
Yeah. So, in that case, make me a might check to... your mom's trying to get away.
Okay. Level 6 might check. I have only HP points left, unless it's for something very cool. So I'm just gonna roll that straight thing. Almost. That is a 17, so it is not enough.
So close.
Oh,
no.
so close.
I rolled 8 17s tonight.
You've
It's
rolled
crazy.
very well tonight.
Your batting average is amazing.
Yeah. In that
Jesus
case,
Christ.
she pushes you off of her and pushes you onto the tower, and Janet and Camilla, you feel it shake as Onyx is just kind of shoved into the stone, and she is no longer within your grasp and she's no longer biting you. Rest of the party.
Fire away,
Yeah.
I guess.
What? Now that Obsidian is close to the tower, can we see? Do we have a better
collar.
view of the necklace?
Without
What-
Onyx in the way, yeah.
What's it looking like? Does it look like it could be knocked off with another shot, or is it still pretty durable?
It is melted in some spots. It's actually melted in 2 spots. It took a pretty big hit when you hit it.
Yeah.
It's not looking great.
Yeah, I mean, Janet, if she won't weep over Obsidian, but if she has to die today, Janet doesn't feel comfortable being the one doing that. If anyone's gonna kill Obsidian, it should be Onyx. Leaving that up to her. It's only fair.
I getcha. But do you want to wait to act right now, or
I think Janet's gonna wait and see what Onyx does. So if you have something lined up for this, go for it, and then I'll act accordingly.
Yeah, I think Onyx is scrabbling against stone, and Wings trying to keep her up. So I think she's going to Yeah, I think what she's going to do is try and once again latch onto her mother's tail, maybe, as a way to try and like keep her from moving too much.
Yeah.
Or like make it harder for her to like
Maneuver.
Maneuver. That's the word. And yeah, that's what she's gonna try.
Yes.
Good old grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, still challenge 6.
I don't know why I was waiting. Not enough.
Oh no.
Again, like I don't really have points left to be spending on the effort.
Nope, it's fair.
Nah.
So that is a 14. So, but like, so you see Onyx sort of like try and scrabble upright and like try and go for the tail, but like her wing is a little limp. She's not as fast as she could be. And I think, Mare, if it's okay, like Onyx is just trying to like maybe fly between the tower and like sort of end up between
The two
tower
towers.
and yeah, just try not
Love
to
that
like
movie.
Yeah, no problem.
yeah.
Mishi
Other
or Janet?
Americans didn't like to talk about that.
Maya! Violence! We never thought we'd see the day!
Was
All right,
that too
people,
much?
Take your
That's
turns.
amazing.
Okay.
Take your turns,
Sorry.
please.
Okay. I'm gonna fire at the necklace again. Is this still challenge rating 8 or is it lower because she's closer at all?
Alice
6.
is still 6.
Okay, 6. Plus
Actually,
an
no.
asset.
She's closer now. 7. It's not 8. It's 7.
Okay. Alright, so starting with 7, got an asset from Camilla.
Yes.
Brings it down to
With
6.
6. I didn't use my asset from... Because there was some... I didn't use my asset that we got from chat.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that now.
Okay. So 5.
5.
Any points left in anything?
I can... If this is still an intellect task, I can spend one more thing of effort.
Okay.
Okay. I am now down to 1 intellect point. I am mentally exhausted. And then...
You're having to do war calculations. I don't.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And then, well, if I still have intense focus and breaking things stuff, that I could bring that down to a 2, challenge rating 2.
Yes.
Okay. Stacks on stacks on stacks. This is what Janet was built for. Just a
Destruction.
just a bunch of bullshit that all locks in at this exact moment. Okay. If I do wreck, I have to hit a 7.
All right.
But I want to fucking destroy this necklace, so I'll risk it for the biscuit.
All right, 7 or higher is what we're looking for here, folks.
Do you
Here
still
we
have a
go.
reroll?
65% with an XP for a reroll.
Let's
go.
do it, folks. Let's go.
15.
Yeah. That's how
Oh,
many?
go.
9 points?
Yep, another 9.
All right. It is hanging. It is there. You can see it about to. It's like you see it not like pressed up against her scales. And the only reason I'm not saying it's falling off is because I want to give Mishi a turn to actually participate in combat.
She ran off into the woods!
I was gonna make a joke about like getting back and then the fight's over.
Late with Starbucks.
Back from Valhalla, but I brought Starbucks.
I just love the description of Mishi trying to fly.
Yes, please.
It's like I don't know why I imagine like Santa's reindeer, but it's like not quite working. Like whatever magic that they've got going on is like so she's like or yeah, like a dog trying to swim.
Fuck yes! It's everything I wanted.
But she is attempting to go as fast as she can to Obsidian and just start clawing at the necklace. She's just gonna start helping.
Yeah. That's what I call Paya, Amaya. I'm like, no. Paya's right behind you. Please make an attack.
Not a word.
Please make an attack as Paya's following your gaze and like seeing what you're putting down, and is following your lead on this because you got more information than her. She's just been kind of trying to deal with the bullshit she's been put into.
All right. It's difficulty 6, 5. What did we have it at?
6.
6. Yeah, I'll put in 2 levels of effort. And we're gonna do Rick. Levels of effort makes it 4. I don't make it.
Dang.
I rolled an 8. There's an attempt.
Hold on,
An attempt was made.
Yeah, please tell me what this looks like as I am just responding to something.
I think she's like going in with claws, but like doesn't quite have the balance right, and is like ends up kind of leaning up against the wall of the tower instead of landing on obsidian, and is gonna be trying a second launch if she gets the chance. She didn't quite stick the landing.
Paya, on the other hand, is able to land a solid claw attack on the necklace. And you all kind of just see it. You all kind of feel like this break in the air. You don't hear anything, you don't see anything, but you do just feel like a little, like, crack, right? And you all immediately hear a loud cry of anguish as just something happens. Your mom is a lot of pain as this happens, Onyx, and she's looking around. She flails and is disoriented and lands heavily on the stone tower, looking down at both Camilla and Janet. Janet, can you please make me a speed defense roll? But also, haha, because I'm going to make you roll an @1.
Wow.
Yes.
So funny story. I did actually roll an @1. So.
Amazing.
The
Beautiful.
fates wanted it to happen. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Beautiful. Hi. Beautiful. Love this shit. So you see dark scales above you. Camilla, you see this giant dragon, Onyx's mom, towering above the two of you, and almost in slow motion, these dark black claws are swiping towards you, Janet. And Camilla, you see Janet smacked before she is like basically thrown into you. Like she is swatted, punctured, and thrown into your arms before Obsidian pushes herself off of the tower and like not uneasily, just like lopsidedly flaps to the ground in a heap. Janet, you take 20 points of damage.
I'm sorry.
I'm counting this as like a crit because of a @1.
Oh, fuck.
Definitely drops a pool. At least
yeah,
one pool.
It drops. Yeah, how does this work? Because it takes away from my might first, yeah?
And then it goes into... It takes from might, and then it goes into speed, and then it goes into int.
Okay. If it goes into speed first, I only have 1 empty pool. Because I had 14 might left. So...
Jesus Christ!
I dumped all of the
Oh.
points from that healing potion into my... right now, because of my tier 6 shit, my cap might is 21. So I had like...
Fucking cool.
We talked about this last week.
I know, but I forgot. I forgot.
I have one thing, and it's muscles. So I'm at 0 might, 4 speed, 1 intellect.
Jesus.
Hit her again, Myrrh!
I think as that happens, like Janet gets a flash of Skaha's vision that she told her about, and then she gets a brief glimpse in her mind's eye of Petite and how Janet noticed a few days ago that she and her look scarily alike.
Yeah.
And as the claws come down, she goes, "Oh fuck."
Mistaken identity, awful.
Yikes.
You're not my dad.
Well then. So am I just holding on to a fucking, like, brutalized Janet right now?
Yeah, what happened next, Page Keeper?
You take a massive amount of damage. Just as Tamlin makes it to the top of the stairs.
Oh no.
And he's like, first of all, if donkeys can go pale, he would, because that's a lot of blood. But he rushes up to you, Camilla. Small mumbling of, oh no, what do I do? What can I do to help? And he just kind of like, hands, wounds, blood.
Trying to stay serious in this moment. It fucking Soul is posting shit in our chat, making me laugh. God damn it. She immediately leans over to Janet and she puts her hands on her body and she begins using repair flesh to move her up the damage track. Because right now she's impaired.
Can you do that?
Using the pool.
Within how many times a day can you do that?
It's just intellect points.
Oh, okay.
I spent 2 of my remaining intellect points because I have an edge in this to do that.
All right.
So she's no longer impaired. It doesn't increase her points. It just moves her up the damage track.
Mishi and Onyx.
Still have 5 points.
Mishi and Onyx, what are you two doing?
Mishi can't heal people. That's not something she's ever been able to do. So her reaction anytime someone in her party has been seriously injured is to look to the danger that did that and kill it harder and faster. But Mishi is also aware of the situation she's in. So the first thing she's looking at after seeing that hit to Janet is Obsidian aware of what she has just done? Is she in control of herself? If not, she's using the Caladonga. I said that right? I've never actually said I always just said death stick.
It's both. If you look over at Obsidian, she's not turning around to go back at any of you. She is heavily disoriented, seems to be in some kind of pain on the ground, but it's not necessarily physical. She hasn't taken a lot of physical damage. Onyx, you can read dragon body language better, obviously. She is tense and angry, but not angry at any of you. She's angry at herself. And maybe a specific human.
Careful, she's still confused and very angry, but not...
Is she still dangerous?
Towards us? No. And Onyx sort of alights on the ground and is very shaky as she slowly limps towards her towards her mother's head.
Obsidian lifts her head up and sees you coming. Daughter.
Mother.
I apologize for hurting you. I was a fool.
I'm glad you say that. because I broke into your hoard. And I'm hoping that we can hopefully find something to help my friends.
Can you put your volume up a little bit, please?
Yes.
Screw you, Zoom.
Wow. Zoom had me at like 25%
When
of my
we're trying to be
volume.
dramatic and acting and like
Yeah.
doing emotions, and our mics just don't like it.
What did you say after you broke into her hoard?
Can we use... We're hurt.
She nods and like pushes herself up with a little bit of a struggle and stretches out her wings before folding them in. And her long serpentine head looks over at like the tower where she sees a big ass bird, a flying cat creature thing with antlers, and three individuals at the top.
It might be easier if you take a smaller size. I can carry you and you can help us find what we need to do to help my friends.
She nods. And then, like, she kind of, like, shrinks. It looks much more natural than what you have been doing. Like, she's done this multiple times, and she has the same horns as you do, but unlike where you have this rich, dark scarlet skin, hers is this shining ebony black with some of red scales where yours would be. And her hair is just shaved on the side and like plaited all the way, like a plaited mohawk. Yes, hot. MILF. Very strong, very buff. Abs for days.
Sorry, mommy. Sorry.
And and Onyx conveys her mother back upwards to see if she can help Janet.
When she transforms, it's kind of like a druid's wild shape in 5e. So she actually has she has like items on her as well. And as she transforms into a human, you see that she is holding a very taller than her 7-pronged spear. And she like looks at it, and then she like throws it on the ground with like disgust.
Is this the nasty one from the guy at Bolga? Ah!
Yeah, Onyx looks down at that and she's like, I know what that is. We're supposed to look for that.
You can take it. I did not want it.
Is it okay to touch it? Did he give that to you when you were controlled? Oh, I'm gonna deck him.
Get in line.
Onyx puts her snout down and just like snaps the guy Volga up in her teeth.
Be so careful, it shoots spines of thorns.
Oh, Onyx doesn't know that. Onyx knows that we're supposed to find it.
At the bequest of Skaha.
Yeah. Yeah, and Onyx is gonna again convey her mother upwards, and hopefully Mishi, seeing that her mother's taken a less dragon-y form, is less of a threat. Maybe.
She's still holding the Calagondo, but does not seem to be like prepared in any way with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Onyx alights on the tower and sort of like moves very carefully over to Janet and is just like, we found a stick.
Paya does like perch on like the side as well, like on like the top, and she like looks at all of you. You're going to fix this now, right? We're going home.
That is the goal. But first, does Janet have any of those potions left, or did she drink them all?
I don't know how many y'all used.
I don't know.
Used most of them, I think.
I think you had like at least a couple like to spare. I don't think you drank all of them.
For angst purposes, can they have smashed when I got yeeted?
Sure.
I like this.
Absolutely.
I don't
Oh
know.
no, they smashed when she got yeeted.
Kind of ruining the vibe that I'm trying to establish, but alright. Fair enough.
Sorry. Yeah. Onyx is in your face, your dying face, with a giant stick.
Actively bleeding out.
I think she'll live. Be a long healing process.
Are you gonna say sorry?
I apologize for trying to kill you.
It's fine. Sorry, can someone do something to stop the bleeding?
I am trying, hun.
Camilla's already like over trying, like you're watching roots and vines start to spread over like where the worst of it is. It won't like heal you for like actual pool, but
You're not
it removes
incapacitated.
yeah. And it's just like
Incapacitated.
Yeah. Like Tam is like trying to just like take his like jacket and like tie it around your waist to keep it like the blood and staunch like the flow.
Oh, okay.
There was healing things in Obsidian's hoard. May we return there to get more?
I think Ron can just do something right now. Oh yeah, probably.
I cannot heal your friend fully, but I can assist so she does not pass on.
Then do that, yes.
No.
Are you okay with that?
Fucking sure.
Not everyone is as kind and open-minded to someone who just tried to kill them.
I have a feeling that you thought I was someone else.
We have to talk about her cheat right away, but that's just later.
I don't think you should have that in your mouth, to be completely honest, Onyx.
I should get
Mishi
it's just a
just
stick.
like gently takes it, and now she's like,
it's a
both hands
wielding
has
legendary weapon.
the two like most dangerous items in the multiverse. And it's
Do
like,
not
here you go.
let that one touch the fucking ground. Unless you want the next person closest to it to become a fucking pincushion.
Noted. What counts as the ground? We're standing on a tower.
Just don't let go of it. It'll be fine.
This is-
Camilla like
okay.
walks over and is just like, let me hold on to it.
Which one? Pick your pick.
The spear, damn it!
There you go.
This is Angela's preference is bleeding over to Camilla because
Correct.
it's a goddamn spear.
And it's polearm supremacy, obviously.
Polearm supremacy is correct.
No, I agree. Obsidian stops and jumps off of Onyx's back and crouches down next to you, Janet, pretty stiffly. And she'll put a hand on your forehead and, very similar to Onyx, this just warm flame, but it's less gentle than Onyx's touch.
Okay. Just like a
Like not the magic part, not the actual touch part. It's just a little. It's like
Instead of like a nice icy hot feeling, it's like someone like slapping your tattoos to make them stop itching.
I was thinking more like hospital versus like combat medic type vibes.
Oh, there we go.
Just
That'll
brute
do it.
forcing it, doing what works, making it work.
Cool.
So you can roll 2d6 flat.
Cool.
Watch for snake eyes.
Yeah, that'd be just my luck.
If you roll snake eyes, you become a dragon.
I roll 2 5s.
All right.
So Janet, kind of like very shakily stands up and like sees that her clothes are soaked in blood again, and she goes, "Where the fuck are the kids?"
Hiding.
Okay.
In the castle somewhere.
No, they were outside.
What?
You
You took them there!
Took them outside, Michi!
Okay, I was imagining that we were still inside, but that's fine. They're hiding.
Oh, I was like, they were like, you said like they're hiding in like a bush or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I said don't crush the castle, there are important humans inside, I was referring to them, but
I thought you
sure,
were
that's
trying-
fine too.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Camilla
Awesome.
and Janet.
Them too, I guess.
No, it's not human.
Whatever.
Oh, thanks.
What? I was saying a fact!
No, Mishi. The fucker is at Mishi, not you. You do whatever you want.
I am a
Mishi's the one.
fucker.
Right.
I can do whatever I like.
Huh. We need Reed. I can't be the final judgment of what his punishment should be for his actions. For Felice's sake, I would prefer him not to be killed, but I can't make that decision for us. But I don't think any of us can fix what he's done.
I think we need...
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I mean, Onyx has become her own form, like the smaller form. Like, while Mother was stiff, kneeling, Onyx is sort of like her own sort of like, and it's just like, holds up the pen and it's just like...
Oh, about that. So you remember how, yes, the last week I said there was a, an intrusion?
Yes.
You don't have the pen.
God damn it, Pix!
Motherfucker!
They couldn't have waited 5 minutes?
We're not done with it!
They didn't help me find Tamlin. They just told me that my hallucination wasn't Tamlin.
He said
Motherfucker.
that when you find Tamlin, he gets the pen.
That's true. That is technically
Yeah.
you didn't read the
Onyx,
agreement correctly.
Onyx starts like feeling, and it's just like, and is like sheds open her shirt,
Just full.
just full, like tits out, and then like unbuckles it, and then even like just like starts to drop her pants. Like, where did it go?
Motherfucker. God damn it. Fucking Faye!
Is anyone
What
looking?
do they have to do with it?
Made a deal.
You made a deal.
I know!
Get mad at me.
Is anyone looking out over the lands?
Humans and their deals.
I am.
Camilla, you see Ias walking out of the woods alone.
Immediately runs up to Ice. What happened?
You're on the top of the tower.
God damn
Well,
it!
she does a swan
Motherfucker!
dive off the tower.
No, I don't have enough HP to actually live through that this time.
Mishi's got
I'll start-
pixie dust. The second she sees that, she's like taking a running jump off the tower.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Where's the loud one?
He is like startled by the fact that you're fucking flying.
I don't know. It's magic.
She's with her father.
What happened?
He's
What happened?
nothing happened. She's just with her father.
Something happened if she's no longer with you. Did he come through a door? Did he take her? What happened?
They're just, and he like motions like to the woods, back the way he came.
They're in the woods.
He nods.
Take us to them.
He'll nod. How is everyone else?
10 fucking minutes. Again, when Mishi dives off, Onyx is in this weird sort of like state still. And I think instead of transforming, she does her flame wings because I'm still tier 6. So flame wings down, with at least pants readjusted, and just sort of, as a person, I feel like Onyx can vibe check Ias and is going to make an assumption right now, and almost like grabs Mishi by the shoulder and is just like, "What did he tell you?" if that's okay.
I'm assuming everyone else is potentially going down the tower.
Yes.
Or Obsidian looks at you like, I think I could glide us down.
Please.
Obsidian has
Charlie,
gliding
if
mechanics.
You're speaking, I can't hear you.
Please
Are you
help
just
us.
wording or just like
Charlie. That's
Me?
you. Yeah, there you go.
I said thank you. I don't want to walk.
Valid.
I got a lot of blood loss.
Yeah, so Obsidian will glide everybody else down to the bottom.
Yeah. And Onyx is again just sort of staring at Ayas like, what did he tell you?
He didn't. He just said to go away. I tried to, aim at him, but he didn't really seem to care. And then Felice just went up to him, and then they were there hugging each other. And then they started talking, and I didn't catch it all. What was that, Charlie?
We have to fucking go.
Yes. Let's find them.
Right.
And Mishi's gonna start marching into the woods.
Yeah. Ayas will take the lead, basically backtracking, and leads the group of you to just not super far in, but far enough in where you can't see the tower through the trees, and eventually comes up into a clearing where there's just like a couple small boulders in the middle. And now that you've seen Reed a couple times, either in drawings or like in visions, but he's just sitting there on the rock, his daughter's in his lap, and they're just holding each other. And as you come up, like, he sees you, and there's like a bit of guardedness to his eyes, but there's also just an exhaustion of there's nothing else that he can do. He's tired. This is the hare watching the fox.
Child, move.
No.
This man has destroyed enough lives. He will put back what he broke.
Like a stubborn child, she does not answer you. And Reed will stand up with Felice and just take a couple steps forward and stop.
You hide behind her, a coward.
Onyx, you said something, but your mic did not pick you up.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Nope, now you muted. There you go.
Once again, down to 25%. I zoom. What is this homophobia? But Onyx, again, is also bearing her fangs alongside Mishi, and is just like, there is a castle where there are many people who you have displaced. We will go gather your things. And like Mishi said, you will put everything back the way it was.
And what about me and my daughter?
You will
What?
go back in your story and we will never see you again. For your sake.
But what about my daughter?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, my panel wasn't lighting up. Anyway, you won. You saved her. She got to live out her childhood with you, and then she grew up and was going to move on, and you couldn't handle that, so you did all this. You didn't even have to rip up other stories. If you had a pen, you could have just jumped into literally any other book. Why did you do all of this? What was the fucking point?
He's quiet for a second, and he looks down at his daughter and then looks back up you. Because the story, the one I'm guessing you read, is only the one that I told the chronicler.
What else have you done?
What actually happened was not her going to the stars. It was something a little more permanent.
Then you know that this isn't your daughter. This is a story.
He doesn't say anything, but he knows, you can tell, like, he doesn't want to admit that you're right.
Doesn't remember anything other than here. That's a ghost. Look, I get it. There's not a lot I wouldn't do for the people I love. But you look around you, man. Is it worth it?
I don't know.
I think you do.
He crouches down and, like, lets go of Felice, and he, like, looks at her. Go pack a bag. Go back to the tower and pack a bag, okay? And she starts to protest, and he's just like, go pack one of your favorite stuffies, and pack some clothes, and grab some cheese and some bread. Okay? Take your time. And then he kisses her forehead and gives her a small push. And she looks back and then stops and looks at the rest of you. Unsure?
There are so many very good stuffies in there. It's okay.
Please don't hurt him.
We're gonna make sure that everyone gets home.
Onyx offers her pinky.
I'm sorry about everything that happened.
It wasn't your fault.
And then she waves to Aya specifically. Nice meeting you. And she'll, like, scamper off.
Camilla walks forward, closer to Reed.
He stiffens and looks up at you because you're fucking tall.
I am one of the tallest members of the group, I will note that. I assume you're not ready to leave.
I don't have much of a choice, do I? Especially looking at that one's face. And he nods his head over to Mishi.
Were it under any other circumstance in this vast universe, I would have ripped you to shreds the moment I laid eyes on you. Every breath you take is a mercy.
figured.
And by all accounts, if there were any means available to me to have you come to my realm, then I would personally oversee your suffering. But I think remarkably, shown at least a few of us that we can change. And so take the mercy that we give you now as a sign that you are being given much more than you are worth to all of us.
I never claimed my mercy to be permanent. He is still breathing so he can fix what he did. There's no need for him afterwards.
Especially because I assume you are not the man in your stories. No, I am pretty sure you replaced yourself.
Astute.
So Felice will have her father. The stories will return. And you, thief, destroyer, ruiner, well, I don't know what we can do exactly to you.
I can think of a few things.
I wonder if sending him back to Hayes and the Chronicler's world without what he fought for, some ways be worse than anything we could do to him. I don't know if I'm that cruel, but
Let
I
me
suppose.
give you the tools to get out of here and replace and fix up all the stories I took. And like with that, he'll walk past you towards the tower.
First of all, we're not doing your dirty work. Second of all, how did you get these tools in the first place?
He looks over his shoulder. I stole them.
Do you have a pen on you?
I do. And he keeps going.
How did you steal these tools?
Is this a walk and talk situation? Because he's gonna
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
don't think. Yeah, he's not gonna get a cool walk away moment in
No,
this.
no.
No,
That's
we're not
it.
letting.
Fucking
Literally
loser.
have the spear pointed right behind him.
And
at this
there's like
point.
a big ass fucking bird flying above you, like trailing you. And if that thing lands on him, oh, not good. I took them from the Chronicler's pack after he talked to me.
You know where he is then, outside of his library.
He shook his head. He shakes his head. No. As soon as he left, he was gone. And as you make it like to the smaller tower, he begins like climbing the stairs to like
Just
the
another
workroom.
thieving human.
He doesn't respond. He does not deign you with a response, Mishi. It's true. He thieves. He thefted. He stole. And when he makes it to like the workroom, he just starts like piling all of the books like he had, all the loose papers, all the tools that he took from the chronicler, and just begins neatly putting them in a pack.
No. And what can you do since you're not in the stories? Are you going to erase yourself and replace yourself with the innocent version of you in the tale you told?
He takes the pack and he holds it out to whoever wants to take it. And then he puts his hand, and before answering you, Onyx, he puts his hand in his pocket and takes out a familiar-looking pen, similar to the one that you had, but It's a feather. It's like a quill pen. And holds it out to you, Onyx. What I'm going to do is let you decide. The chronicler is the best person to repair these books. Whatever you decide to do with this one we're in, I'll accept it.
Well, there's a lot more people that you've unhoused, so you're gonna come with us. You're gonna meet Lady Skaha. And whenever the chronicler gets back, in the meantime, you will help put everything back together.
He swallows and he nods.
Perfect, because a place like Skaha's castle will be a great place to watch you and make sure you don't try and get away before you learn what you need to do. And then Onyx looks back at the rest of you, and again, I think in this moment, in this place, in her story, right? She stares at the rest, and she's like, "Is this acceptable?"
Paya's not inside the building because she cannot turn into a humanoid form while she's in this book. But she is kind of like, she is kind of like peering through the window, and like, Misha, you can tell she has the same kind of mindset that you have on this. She's not happy with this.
Every minute we let him live, we are trusting he doesn't go against his word and take another tool that he stole and we didn't know about and do this all over again.
That's why I want him to be watched by multiple people.
And when everything is back as it should be?
Well, then we'll have had more time to think about this. But again, he is not the version that lives with Felice. And Onyx looks at him. I'm gonna preemptively say this will probably need an O cast afterwards. There is no one left who misses him in his real world. No one will know that you are gone. Felice will keep her father even if we kill you. So, you're practically your own ghost that you made. Mishi, he's already dead. But if we need the pleasure after everything is done, well, killing a ghost really isn't a sin, is it? Oh. The math lady meme happening in real time in Misha's head.
It's because I don't know. I forget what the O means.
Are you okay?
Oh,
Are you guys okay?
Is that okay?
Like lines and veils.
Yeah.
I love
It's just
that.
been so long. I was like, does it mean again?
Yeah.
Does that mean
That's a
does that
good
mean
sign, though.
change
It
the
means that
subject?
we're really good at running our game in a respectful
Yeah.
and healthy way. Go us.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
But it's basically like an above table check-in of like, hey, I just said this thing that some people might consider fucked up.
No, it is fucked up.
But in a cool way.
In a cool way.
It is
in
fucked
a-
up.
It is fucked up. It's straight up fucked up. But yeah, Onyx is saying it doesn't really matter what we do to him. He's already dead, and if after he finishes it, no one will miss him, and we can kill him if we still feel like we need the justice. Is what Onyx is basically saying to Mishi.
Paya pipes in. I can't think. Killing him now is a short-lived justice. It is short and fleeting. A punishment like this will last for years.
My thoughts exactly.
And without looking at Mom, Onyx says, I know exactly what it's like to be completely imprisoned in one single task to be done for you.
Your mom does not look at you.
We can decide later. I don't have a stake in this anymore. I want to go home. I want to start fixing this. I need to go get my fucking da.
Skaha's castle seems like the best place for everyone to meet.
Mishi, Ayas takes your hand, sensing your disgruntlement and your anger, and he gives it a firm squeeze of assurance. Janet, Tam has his arm around your waist, partially holding you just to keep you up, but also just out of like softness.
Yeah. I think her one arm goes around his waist, and then her other hand reaches out to take Camilla's hand.
Paya speaks. I wish to go. If you have the means of leaving, I wish to leave this place. I have been here far too long.
Amen. Onyx?
Onyx does something extremely reckless for someone so injured, and walks over to the window where Paya's like sticking her Caulfield-like asshead in the middle, and just grabs onto the edge and swings over, like, and starts to draw the door on the outside to make it easier for Paya to get through.
Oh, okay,
she can't
fine.
transform.
Well,
no one ever said that Onyx is not kind. Just a little bit of a bastard when she's cursed.
She's looking at the door and she's like, looking. What is this?
Oh boy. Meishi, do you want to do the honors?
God.
I will say through some shenanigans or another, you are all able to return to the library, Mom included.
Oh shit.
Yeah, immediately Mishi's like, look at this shit, and trying to like show Paya like how insane the library is.
Yeah, Onyx, your mom would want to follow you.
Oh, Mom, I wasn't gonna leave her alone in that fucking amalgam book.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta evacuate everybody so the books can be put back together, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And as soon as like you all get into the library, Paya is able to turn into a human form, like similar to the rest of you. She can't turn into her Thunderer form, and as Amaya previously described, tall, brown skin, long hair, infectious smile, self-assured.
Zapdos hair.
Smash.
Smash.
You are right, this is very unnerving.
One of these, and she like just takes a random book and just hands it to her and just like look at it.
The DSM-5 is a collection.
You're in there somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere you're in there.
I'm glad we're coming full circle.
Attachment disorders. What is this bullshit?
This final episode has been all banger jokes.
Every one of them.
Oh, killer, no filler, baby. It's the finale.
Sorry. You all end up in the library, not too far away from where you left the amalgamation of books and Dewey.
Dewey?
You don't hear Dewey. You don't hear Dewey.
Dewey, come back. I need to show Paya that you're her, but weaker and more pathetic.
What did Dewey ever do to you, man?
That was a dig at Paya.
That was like.
Pi just like looks at you.
He's a bird. Small bird.
And an unfamiliar voice echoes across the shelves. Over here.
Dewey went through puberty. I shouldn't say that.
Whoa.
That voice drop just hit all of a sudden. Walks over.
Onyx is looking at Reed when that voice comes out. Like, is this a Reed trick? Like, what's going on?
There is a flicker of recognition, but it's not a trick.
Yeah. Onyx sort of like pushes forward and is just like, I have a suspicion of who this is.
So when you come back into
Charlie, I couldn't hear you if you were just speaking. I just saw your mouth moving. Okay.
Hello?
Now I can hear you.
Whatever.
When you're
Move on.
back in your chair, it's a little hard.
Move on, Mare. I didn't say anything important.
as you follow heading back to the direction where you went with your little, like, you know, your carousel of books, both Skahas and the amalgamation, you find Dewey laying in the lap of a masked individual sitting on the floor. He has very, very dark skin and like wavy, long wavy black hair, like in like a little ponytail, and he's wearing like traveling clothes, and there's a big old pack next to the side of him. And Dewey is literally like looking like a fox and just like laying all across his lap, very much you don't move your pet when they're sleeping on you type vibes. And there's like a rustling of pages, kind of like the pages and leather just ruffling against each other, and it's kind of like a small like purr.
Adorable.
This is literally what Dewey promised us he would do when the chronicler came back.
Oh yeah.
Sit on his
Correct.
lap and not let him move.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
MVP Dewey.
Promise.
And Dewey, like, when you all come into view, Dewey's head pops up and like swivels towards you. You're back.
Hi, Dewey.
Dewey looks up. Master, they're here.
Quick question: is the chronicler like first? I just keep imagining we're tiny in the library. Is that just a figment of my imagination?
It's
is
a figment of your life. It's a figment of your
Okay,
imagination.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell how tall they are, like sitting on the ground, but they're not like 8 feet tall.
But yeah, but like proportionally, we are on the same scale.
Correct.
Yeah?
Proportionally.
Cool. This isn't like Chemex's library and Mario Party.
No.
Which is what I've been envisioning this entire time.
We haven't ended up somehow on the set of Lord of the Rings where all the characters have suddenly gained different heights, even though we're all technically just a little bit different.
Amazing.
Dewey has been telling me the tale of what has been happening in my absence.
Where the fuck have you been, man?
Traveling. And I'm sorry you had to deal with all of this.
Very concerning how easily the universe began falling apart and how long it took for you to return. Supposedly the one in charge.
I am ashamed to admit that my attention is not as focused as it should be. How can I help?
I open the knapsack that all the books are in, and I just dump them out on the floor.
Onyx actually does like, oh.
What, do you think I'm gonna break the books more?
No, but now we have to pick them up, or he'll take forever to pick them up.
Camilla already like snaps her fingers and they're already floating up in the air. I love hedge magic.
Oh.
Sir, are you human?
He lifts one eyebrow at you. Do I seem human?
Based on the whole interdimensional library, I would assume no. But everything else about you seems yes. That is an insult.
Okay, Mishi.
Onyx laughs.
I
Onyx
like
laughs and then
you.
tries to like stifle it when Janet says, "Okay."
I really like you.
Why?
You're feisty.
What to like?
So who's to blame for this? I feel like
Literally
everybody-
just grab him by the
point to
scruff of his neck.
Reed.
Janet doesn't give a shit. Scruff of the neck.
Hello, Reed. And Reed just looks away. I'm supposed to help you put everything back the way it's supposed to. And like looks at the rest of you, like make sure he's got that correctly.
Onyx speaks up as and it's just like, yes, there are many refugees in Lady Skaha's Carterha.
No, that's my forest. Dunsky is her castle.
Dunsky.
Don't come for my Gaelic pronunciation. I do my best.
I don't know where this came from, but that's also not mine.
Oh, the Caledonda. Okay, so who has
Also
the
not mine.
Caledonda and who has the Gaia
Camilla has the Gaia Bulk.
I'll take. Well, unless somebody's using it. Are you using the Gaia Bulk as a walking stick right now, Camilla?
No, because you told me to not put it on the ground.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I'm just
So
gonna
I've just
hold
been
on to this.
awkwardly holding it like a sentry, like a polearm sentry, like at attention.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. This needs to go back to Dunsky, and then we need to get everybody else out of Dunsky.
Nancy says hello.
I'm sure I'll be seeing him soon enough. I'm going to enlist his help as well, I think.
It's probably for the best.
We have given him some of the loose pages and shards that we've come across.
Okay. Would it be too much to ask you to go get him for me?
Not at all.
We know how long it takes you to travel.
All right, that was funny.
Banger.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that
Banger
one. That was fucking
after
funny.
Banger joke. Jesus.
I deserve that.
Yeah, Onyx chokes. Onyx is trying to look serious,
Yeah.
and then she chokes and is like barks in a little bit of laughter. And it's like, all right.
I'll go get Dunsky, and I can go and grab the book. And then
Have all your tools. Wouldn't it be better that we just all go?
just
to this guy?
I'd probably be best off staying here. I would... While you are in there, I'd like you to... And he like materializes like a piece of paper from his bag and like a quill, and he like begins to like write down instructions. While you are there, please interview and talk with the residents and the refugees on where they want to go. Because I'm looking at all these books and all these pages and shards, and some parts of their story are missing or will not be able to be rewritten. And I'm sure there are people now that they have broadened their horizons. There are places they don't want to leave, or they might want to go instead. And like he taps one page of your story, Onyx, and he looks at you. I'll have to talk to everybody and see what they want to do. I can't rewrite what has been lost, but I can add new empty pages. I can put them somewhere else.
Good, because I feel like Petite would have skewered you much more easier than she skewered me. If you tried to put her back in my story. And Onyx gives a little smirk. And I guess she looks at Reed and she's like, do we want to take him with us into Dunsky?
no. Oh,
Stay here. Wait, where's Felice? Did we not take Felice with us?
We left her in. We'll get her.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Onyx is just like, keep an eye on him.
Sorry, we're saying this about Reed?
Yeah, I don't want to take Reed into Dunscape. Make the
Yes, but the
turner.
Chronicler is the last person we should be entrusting to watch Reed. That did not go well.
The Chronicler's not gonna.
I'm gonna stay behind.
Look, why don't we just bring everybody out here and we can do the interviews in the library and then everyone can just pop into whatever stories they want from there.
Bring back in like groups of 5.
Okay.
This
No
will
time
be,
like
this will be a long, arduous process.
I need to get back to my island.
I will put you at the top of the list.
Good.
Right. Well, I'll go. Anybody else want to come with?
I think a Spark Notes version is you grab people, you come back, and it's a slow process. It takes a hot minute to go through all of the refugees, figuring out where they want to go, and then either putting them in the right book or repairing the right book to get them to go.
I will say when I bring my dad back into the library, it's just a very awkward him meeting Tamerlane for the first time and just be like, I can explain.
Nice to meet you. Very awkward handshake.
But better than I would have expected it to go.
Do you like apples, sugar cubes?
Okay, da.
Does Tamlin have human teeth?
No, he has donkey teeth.
Okay, I was about to be like, this is no.
that he was still a donkey.
Anyway.
That's gonna like limit the things he can eat. So it's like it's a lose-lose
Don't
situation.
I know it?
Either you have to feed him donkey food, or you have a donkey with human teeth. Both are bad.
Amaya just completely missed. Anyway.
I remember Maya's just blocking it out.
Her for it.
Continue with the Spark Notes, please, Mary. I'm sorry.
And it takes a hot minute to get everybody back to where they need to be. All the while, like, putting Reed to work is basically apprenticing, like, bookmaker. Not what he does, but definitely, like, a bookbinding. As promised, Mishi, you are one of, like, the top 5 people to get out of the way. And are there any last-minute conversations you want to have before I ask you what you tell the chronicler where you want to go?
I think there's a lot of asking the chronicler questions as he's working. Like this is she's learned that the universe doesn't function the way she thought it did, so she's getting as much information about how things actually work while she can.
So you are basically asking about how his little, like, bubble works.
Yeah.
He doesn't give you a full-on explanation that you would like. He just tells you that, well, what you think are stories, you think I write stories. I make doors. And he leaves it at that. If you try to ask any more questions on how this works, that's all he tells you. But he will answer any other questions about bookbinding, any other stories that you want to know about, so on and so forth.
Oh. She's definitely asking for clarification if she, like, has actually been off her island for an extended amount of time, and if there actually is a rush.
He tells you there is no rush, need to get back there. He can put you very close to where you left. Not necessarily exactly, but very close.
Do you know what happens beyond the moment in time I was taken from.
Depends how much of your story is left.
I suppose that's my question.
This will be a question for Amaya. How much of your story is left? What is there and what is missing?
Oh man, I totally just asked a question that I myself wasn't ready to answer.
All right.
Let's
Do
do that.
you want to think about it while we go around?
Yeah, I think once Mishi knows that like time isn't necessarily passing the way she thought it was where she left, she's in less of a hurry to leave. She wants to learn as much as she can before she goes.
Okay. Other conversations?
Is that to me or anyone?
Anybody. And this is to the group. I figured you would want to like think about the question.
Janet would go seek out Camilla.
Bison.
Can you say that again? It didn't pick up the first half.
Mother.
Zoom!
I think it's something about saying goodbye soon.
I suppose we'll have to be saying goodbye soon.
We don't have to. What do you want, Camilla? I don't want to say goodbye. I want to go home. I do. I really just want to go home, but I don't want... If this is the last time I see you, I don't know if home will be enough for me, even with my dad and Tam and everything.
I think she actually turns to the chronicler.
He looks up from his workbench.
May I ask for your blessing with something?
It's the first time I've been ever asked for a blessing, but
This is your domain, in a manner of speaking. This is your duty. You've already intruded on mine. I do not want to intrude on yours.
I do owe you, so this is just I've never given a boon before, so hit me.
I think she probably is looking at the collection of stories, like the Popol Vuh, the actual like full collection of stories from which her specific tale is pulled from.
Mm-hmm.
These last pages. Do you genuinely think we can become something different than what our story tells us? And if not, may I please destroy this ending and ask for new pages?
He gives you a little like come hither motion. Come closer. I'm gonna let you in on a secret that I've noticed with my collection in the past. I can open up a book and I can read what is in it. Put it back and come back sometime later and read it again. And it goes a completely different way. There is no need to remove the pages and destroy them.
I think they still look at the chronicler, but it's clear it's probably also being said to Janet as well. So do you think there's a future in which I find happiness with somebody?
Janet takes your hand. She doesn't move up to be next to you, but she reaches out and takes your hand from behind you. think that's our choice now. It always was.
Chronicler, is there a way that you can let me know something through the stories? Something very specific regarding her?
What are you looking for?
When her love passes, I wish for her to have my title.
You want me to see if that's possible?
Yes.
What?
I will see you in whatever way that I can. I will make my way to you, whatever it takes. But you also deserve your time with Tam, and we will find time for all of us to be together as well. I'm not leaving, I promise. But this also, it is an option if you would like it, to carry on afterwards. Consider it a late wedding gift.
Kamazots, Camilla. I don't control free will.
Fair enough.
You want to give your beloved your title at a certain point in time. That's your choice.
As more, I just wanted to be aware of when he's gone, so that she still has time to mourn him, not as a mortal, but longer, and make her peace with it, and also have someone to be with longer.
That is a...
Is Tam here?
I would assume, maybe not right here in this space, in this conversation, but I would assume he's he's still in the library waiting for Janet.
He very well could have been listening and we didn't.
He could have been, if he still's got his donkey ears.
Yeah. He peeks around from the side of like a bookshelf. Didn't mean to overhear.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Can I make a guess, an assumption, make a suggestion if my guess and assumption is right?
Go ahead.
The goal is to have a happily ever after, right?
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did learn a couple things while serving the Fae Queen, one of which was living a longer time. What if I just gave my life to the Fae Queen again? And he looks at Janet.
Means he doesn't have to go, and you get your spouse, and you get me. Yes! We unlocked the secret ending!
Hacking the system!
So my husband is gonna sell his soul to my girlfriend so we can all be in an eternal polycule together.
Sell it to you, honey.
Well, I'm not the Fae Queen.
You're about to be.
You're about to be if I...
You're the Fae Queen. Sell his
That's what
soul
we're
to
saying.
you.
And then
already
technically
own
he's
Camilla's
bound to you
soul.
forever. Until you
Happy
choose
marriage,
not to.
bitch.
That's why I said the secret best ending we didn't realize existed.
Yeah, for a second I was just like, you're gonna make me wait till he's fucking dead to give me the Fae Queen title.
And
That's why you'd have a happy life with him.
He
where I get to visit
leans into
sometimes.
your ear, Janet, and Camilla, you can hear this, you with your bat ears, and he's just like, you are possessive enough to be a Fae, hon.
That is a very, very loaded statement, and I don't know why you would say that to me.
I'm just saying you're more alike than you think you are.
I know, shut up.
So you can like de-donkey him.
I think Camilla
yeah.
just leans over at that point as like a nice close to that scene to not carry on too much longer, and just sort of like holds you from behind, Janet. and as that happens, I think she takes the like tree root form that she's had, but it slowly like moves out of her and begins to wrap around Janet's body now. I bequeath my title of Fey Queen to Janet.
If you'll allow me, Mayor, to flavor this a minute. I think I don't know how long it's been since the fight, but she's a little bit cleaned up. But
You have gotten all your pools
cool.
back.
You're... So dress no longer
cool.
bloodstained, but the nice but mortal clothing melts away, and it turns back into that green dress she wore at the ball, and her hair becomes just more unnaturally golden, like not just blonde, but like actual, like it looks like it could be made out of gold. And she's closing her eyes, laughing, crying, and when she opens her eyes aren't blue anymore. They're like a deep purple.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks at herself, and then she kisses Camilla. And then she turns around, waves her hand, and de-donkeys Tam Lin, bringing back her fucking pretty boy, and then she kisses him.
And like as you take on the title, he gets down on one knee and takes like one hand and he kisses it and he's like, "My life is yours, Janet, Queen of the Fae."
I have to get me a new ring. This one's starting to burn.
Oh shit. Oh shit, you're right.
Banger! Banger joke!
So good.
I guess that ends my last conversation.
Yeah.
That's it. I did what I wanted.
Onyx.
I think Onyx, sort of awkwardly is like looking at her mother.
Yeah. Where are you awkwardly looking at your mother?
I think we're taking a moment to take in the castle, and not be in the library where like people are funneling in and out.
Skaha's castle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Out in the slowly transforming, maybe being made smaller, little settlement in front, and is just sort of like staring up at Skaha's castle, and is just like,
I can take siege on this castle. It would not be easy, but I could do it.
I know, that's what I told them. Why didn't you ever tell Petite?
I didn't want either of you to be burdened with the fact that she was a political prisoner.
She hated me. And you told me she was just throwing tantrums.
I know.
You didn't burden. You made her a prisoner and you made me a jailer.
I did. And I just saw you both as children, and that I knew best. That I would tell both of you when you were older. And I kept saying that to myself for a long time. I guess I was wrong.
It's strange knowing you can make mistakes.
I don't like to admit it, but I'm as fallible as every other person. Dragon, human, beast, commoner, lord, king.
burned the ending of our story.
I never saw what our story looked like, but I had a feeling that we probably weren't going to go back.
No, I wouldn't. And Onyx sort of like touches her neck where she can almost feel the shadow of like a sword being like run through it. And it's just like, no, I don't think it'd be satisfying for anyone now. You have to apologize to her.
I will.
If she'll see you.
If she'll see me. And I will. Before you go. Where do you plan on going? Now that our home is no longer a home.
There is a friend of mine who has a great burden on her. She seems so alone. I think I'd wish to give her company. Learn about her world and, I don't know, see what guarding an island is all about. Maybe we can talk her into including our tower somewhere in the world. Maybe I can visit sometimes.
I was about to ask if it's possible. Would you be open to visiting?
As long as I am never... I would love to visit whenever I want. But please, don't clip my wings again.
No. It's time for you to leave the nest.
And I think Onyx just sort of like leans and like clacks horns together, just like happily like leaning into him. And I think that's the conversation that she wanted to have.
Anything you would like to double back on, Mishi?
Yeah, I guess the more I thought about it, all of the stories that involve the Mishipeshu are like harrowing encounters from the perspective of humans, or witnessing battles between them and Thunderers. They're all like moments in life where humans are making the wrong choice. They're going to the island, they're doing something disrespectful. Like, it's always, if a Mishipeshu is showing up, it's a consequence of someone else's actions. But there are no stories of what the day-to-day life of one is. That is, those are blank pages. For well, not literally, but so I don't think the chronicler would be able to really say for certain what happens between these encounters with humans are going to continue happening, but there's no limit to what she can do between then.
So your orb, when it previously showed the shards that were saved, showed churning dark waters, but part of the orb had to be rebuilt, reblown from glass, and those parts are clear, yet to be filled with a story.
She makes sure that child Ias goes back to to his story.
He gives you a very long hug for a while.
And she hugs back more than she ever has, and from his perspective, more than she ever will.
Yes.
And she doesn't tell him a thing because she knows for him to become who he has to become, she can't change anything. And despite it all, she is proud of who he becomes.
Before he goes back, after he releases you from the hug, he looks up at you. And then he motions for you to come down. And he leans his head on your forehead, and some of the antlers bump into his skull, but that's okay. Thank you. I hope I've made you proud, grandmother.
And you will continue to do so.
And he'll stand up and head towards the orb that was waiting for him, and then he'll look back again. And then he'll turn and he will go home. From behind you, you hear Paya's voice. Never thought I'd see you get close to a human.
Yes, well, that was before I met you.
What happened to him?
Your brother saw it necessary to rescue him from me.
Have you seen my brother?
He was in the Fae Realm somewhere. I defeated him in combat.
Unsurprising. I've always been the superior of the two of us.
Is that what happened?
Shut up. I'm sure he will, now that I believe Janet has become a Fae Queen, I'm sure he will turn up sooner or later and return to your nest if that's what he wants. I knew Janet was never meant to remain a human. She's far too good for that.
Okay.
All right. With that, let's go into epilogues. Who wants to go first?
I can start. I think there is a bit of a transition that happens within the whole of the House of Bats. I think it's in many ways far more grim and morbid for Camilla, and yet there is a significant change. The cenotes that exist there, the caves that exist there, they are still very much the same, but the bodies and the souls that are being hurt there, the excess of it is no longer happening. And there is a large element in which many of the lords frequently try and take control of her. But there is, in her spirit, just open defiance to what has been the order of the underworld as it was before. There is an element in which she is not necessarily an ally to the humans who end up within the underworld, but she does she does try and provide, if at best almost a safe haven within her house. And basically all of the pain that all of those individuals who would have been going through in there, she feels it instead. But she is a god, and so because of that, she knows she can take it. And it's one of those things where it's morbid, it's grim, it's painful, but the few moments of life and happiness that exists for her when she is able to escape this realm and find her way to the Fey realm on some occasion to see her beloved. They keep her going, and I'd like to think within her personal cavern there is almost like a little patch that grows. It's just some flowers that, for whatever reason, no matter how much the underworld tries to like squash the life out of them, they just won't stop. And I think the last, like, if it were like a cinematic moment, would just be her with a thing that I did not mention in very many episodes, just sitting there in her cavern in more of a humanoid form, drawing a picture of Janet and Tam. She is in pain, but she is happy. She is death incarnate, but she is not wrath and rage anymore. She is at peace.
I can go next. Okay, good. Right. I think Tam was right. Janet is suited to be a Fey Queen. And I like to think that she doesn't, when humans undergo transformations such as this, it's very easy for them to lose their humanity pretty quickly. But I think because it was always a little bit in her nature to be as conniving and as a little bit cold-hearted as a Fae was, she doesn't like completely lose herself to it. And she goes to her father and she puts Carter Ha right. She gets her father and their people back to where they are. She says goodbye to Skaha, pays a visit to the ruins of Dinsky every now and then. But she offers her father a place in the Fey realm, but ultimately respects his wishes to go be with her mother when the time comes. And so she buries her father, leaves their estate in the hands of Maggie's grandchildren, let's say. And she opens a portal in the forest of Carter Hall one last time and takes a few roses with her. And she settles into her full rule as the Fey Queen with Temlin by her side. And she knows it's going to be a while, a little bit touch and go, but the separation with her other love is not as frequent or permanent as one might think. This all started for Janet and Tamlin because the Fey realm has to pay a tithe to Hell every 7 years. But upon consulting the bylaws with her new assistant Pix,
Pix?
it doesn't, I don't know. I like to think that she brings Pix into the fold. She's
Pix
like,
is not anywhere that you can find him.
Fucking fine. Then the other bitch from the castle.
There's a lot of bitches from the castle, absolutely.
Lucia. She becomes buddies with Lucia.
Yes.
She becomes
I got future
Lucia,
plans for Pix if we ever do a season 2.
Hell yeah.
Just put it that way.
Fine. She tries to find Pix, doesn't find it. She's like, that's probably for the best. And then she calls up Lucia and she's like, you seem like you know what you're doing. And so she consults with Lucia on the bylaws of that particular contract. And I think they find that it doesn't say which hell they have to pay a tithe to. And so every 7 years,
Fey loopholes, baby. Loophole finding.
So every 7 years you have to pay a tithe. That doesn't have to be a human blood sacrifice tithe.
Doesn't have to be.
Go get it on with your girlfriend.
It is all too easy for Janet to find a rat bastard who deserves it every 7 years. Maybe.
Actually, considering Camilla's work, that some of it was some of the souls who originally ended up in her cave were terrible people. I think she can just pay the tithe for you.
Exactly. We work it out. And again, that splinter of coldness just does come through as the years go by. But what else would you expect her to do for love?
Little side note. Sessions upon sessions ago, when you last hugged your dad, I gave you a vision of him older. Years and years later, you re-experience that again as you see your father for the last time before he goes to your mother.
he's content and so am I.
Amaya,
Want to go
so-
next, or you want me to do it? It's gonna be a little bit jointy.
Yeah,
True.
I think I'll go to kind of lay the foundation. Mishi returns to her island with Onyx. Presumably, Paya returns to their world as well. And with there's always being someone to watch over the island and make sure that nothing there goes wrong. Mishi does start to travel further and further and actually see the world, not from the perspective of the bottom of a lake. And yeah, she starts to connect even more, I guess, from with the land, and it's not her island that she feels like she's protecting anymore. She's protecting all of it, everything. And there comes to be more and more stories of the Mishu Peshu teaching some very harsh lessons to humans about respect and cultural taboos, but less and less of them end with her killing them for fun anyway. Some of them live to tell the tale. And as she travels deeper into the woods and these little adventures, I like to think that she begins to find some fae the further she goes out, like the little ones that she would, that start to resemble the ones that she would meet in the other books a little bit more. And I remember there's that one episode where she followed one down a tunnel that led to the Fae realm.
I remember the tunnels. I don't remember you followed them, but
Okay, well, if you'd allow it, maybe every 7 years or so, she could drag down a rat bastard for her buddy who needs a certain sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Someone who's been particularly disrespectful.
Every 7 years, there's a multiversal murder spree of terrible people.
Reunion!
We're
We all
getting the
just-
band back together. Dead body, dead body.
I love that.
Our girls are a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh,
Every
that's
7
fine.
years, we have like a nice little reunion.
A murder reunion.
Yeah.
Reunion. Oh yeah.
We're getting the band back together.
Mishi is also like teaching Onyx a lot about how things work in her domain, and also how to fight Thunderers, and because there's more than just Paya. So she's like, I don't know if they're going to misunderstand you as like a weird looking Mishi Peshu or not, so we're gonna fight them together.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of Thunderers, Nanto does not return.
I was wondering if he would try to weasel his way into like the Fae Court or something.
He's not in the Fae Court either, Janet. If you keep an eye out for Nanto, he's not there.
On like Reunion 3, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. He fucked off somewhere.
Not my problem.
Nor mine, unless he could burst into my castle again.
Interesting.
And we all collectively shrug.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Onyx.
Season 2.
Yeah, Onyx was very much like, can we add this? Can we add this? Can we add this? just like a little, practically like a little, like, not a Fae tunnel, but almost like another, almost like the memory that she had, or the dream that she had for the Minotaur, where if you go deeper into the cave, past the copper, you find yourself in a room of very soft, plush things. Where
There's
she can-
definitely like a handful of moments where you're like asking Mishi if we can make these changes, and multiple times she would be like, I guess there's no rule against it. I never thought of that. So it'd be like,
It's like
technically, I guess it's okay.
It's like a split ranch situation. Mishi on the top, Onyx on the bottom.
Yeah.
Here we discovered that Mishi is a strict constructionist, whereas Onyx is most certainly a loose constructionist when it comes to following the rules.
Oh, yeah. It's very much... Listen, Onyx loves to figure out loopholes and stuff, which I think is very funny. Being that she's not a fae. But, like, she's just like, I know exactly what happened. This guy isn't even the real Reed. So it doesn't even matter if we kill him, because the real Reed is somewhere. Like her, like, again, so I think she spends time sort of like, when Mishi is like spending time on the island and Onyx wants to go, she's very much a recorder of knowledge. She was fascinated by like the library and always liked the knowledge that her mother would gather, and starts keeping books as well in her soft things hoard. And very much
Just Mishi to read for real.
if Mishi wants, probably honestly starts with comic books whenever they get there. Whenever they get to that moment in time, it's just like Onyx is obsessed.
Yes. So good.
But very much focuses on like gathering knowledge, and whenever she finds something interesting, when it's her turn to take care of the island when they're not spending time together, I think Onyx is like, I think you would find it interesting if you explore this further. I think it's very much a lot of like Onyx Onyx finding cool things that Mishi finds, and Mishi finding a lot of cool things that Onyx finds. And sharing those moments, as well as very eager to fight Thunderers with Mishi. And like the first time they fight together, Onyx is like, I'm not even gonna use my wings. We're gonna surprise them. Right? We're gonna surprise them. They're not even gonna know. And then whew, one day, just a lot of Onyx's own trickstering things, probably because of Mishi, of like, how funny will it be if we fight them so many times and they don't even know I can fly, and then one time I just start flying.
And then like 100 years later, there's like new legends in the area of like whatever the hell Onyx is.
Yeah.
A flying Mishi Peshu. What?
Well, you see, when a Mishi Peshu and the Thunderer love each other very much.
Whoa! It's like the mythological version of like scientists figuring out Pangea, because they're like, this rock and this rock across oceans are connected to each other, and then they just look, well, it's like this myth. Somehow a European dragon just ended up in ancient Canada, what is now Canada.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Amazing.
And with that, I think that is the end of
Yep.
our campaign of Journey to Book's End, everybody. Sorry, we ran a little long, but we're gonna do some sign-offs for the last time, say where you all can find each other, and so on and so forth.
You want to do same order?
I went first?
You went first.
Cool. Hey, you guys. I'm Charlie. I use all the pronouns, and I was your Bonnie Janet, no longer scrappy human, but a fake queen with all the audacity that goes with it. You can find me at GLCharlieG on Twitter and or Blue Sky. I narrate audiobooks. I am in the most recent episode of this really cool horror podcast called The Grotto, which you can find on all podcast streaming platforms. It's really cool. You should check it out. And I also do stage stuff because I'm a New York actor, baby. And it has been an honor and a privilege to be at this table with these lovely people and with Sort of Key. Thank you for watching.
who is Amaya next?
Yeah, okay. I have been Amaya, and I've played Mishi, your now slightly less guarded beast who speaks for the land. And you can find me pretty much anywhere at Amaya is okay. I'm most active on Instagram. And pretty soon I'm hoping to start posting more about my comic. It's called The Starlit Sea. It's like steampunk space pirates defeat capitalism. So this next semester / year, I'll be making like actual final pages and putting those out. And I'm hoping maybe a year or two from now I will have it like traditionally published. So that'd be sick. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But you can watch my process along the way and watch me design all the cool things.
Amazing. I'm so excited. That's going to be amazing. My partner and I have already gotten a lot of happiness out of Amaya's little sticker art that I've shown in previews.
Can't wait for
Amaya
my
does.
crow
Amaya's an
of
amazing
judgment.
artist, everybody. I'm just spending some of my own time to just hype up Amaya again. But anyways, my name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, they pronouns, and I have been playing Camila Gutierrez, who is now only a vicious god who sees beyond and whose heart belongs to the Fae Queen. Which is the best way to end that statement ever. But you can find me over at Phoenix 24 Femme in most places, or just Phoenix Femme. If you look for Phoenix Femme, you can find me. And also on Fridays over on Girls Run These World, I will be continuing to run a print weaver game of Bellanai the Deathless Lake, which is a very post-apocalyptic kind of cosmic horror series with a lot of heavy influences from Claymore and Berserk, and a little bit of a 12th Doctor thrown in there for good measure. But that's me over there. That's at 1 p.m. EST, 10 a.m. PST, and I'm going to be going for 8 more Fridays, so that's where you can find me.
And my loves, I have been your soul this evening. I use they, them pronouns, and I have had such a good time doing this. Just watch everything that these people do, because it's amazing. Soon I hope to have a couple more projects going a little bit later on in the year. Still recovering from the holidays, so I'm glad I can take a small rest. But when you look out for me, look out for creepy projects, horror stuff, and hopefully talk to a couple people about it. Maybe some kids on bikes. Yeah, that's me. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hey everybody, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and thank you so much to all my players for trusting me to run Cypher for the very first time for all of you. And thank you to all of our viewers for watching and raising money for PCRF. I don't know. I'm not doing a lot right now. I'm on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern here, playing in Horizon's Call. We only have a couple more sessions of Season 4 before we're taking a break before we go on to Season 5. And other than that, I'm actually running, I have a casting call for a game of The Devil's Dandy Dogs, another Monte Cook Games, over on Girls Run These Worlds. So go check out the socials. You can get that casting call and apply for that. If you want to be a good doggo, are you a good dog? Do you want to go fetch some souls for the devil? Let's fucking go. It's great. It's a really cute system. Other than that, thank you everybody, to my players, to the viewers, and yeah, thank you a lot. We're gonna go raid Roll D5 and we'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.